What's going on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all platforms? Welcome to another episode of the Giants Cave with yours truly, Big Pat Sports Talk. We got Big J Lay in the building. Lou should be on shortly. And just sitting here, we're gonna talk a little Giants football tonight. I just want to, get your guys' thoughts on what's been going on and how everything's been going. Uh, First and foremost, Jay, how you and your family doing, bro? How your kids doing and everything?
We doing all right, man. Everything's good over on this way. We had that big tragedy here in Texas.
Yeah,
That was very sad. It's for anybody to lose their life, but for children, and it's just a sad time. But I'm thanking the Lord that I was blessed enough to have my kids and my family be safe and okay. And I just prayers and thoughts go out to a family that's lost theirs and that will be forever affected by this day.
exactly. And I can't stand those
It's
things, man. It's ridiculous. A
it
lot of
is
children lose their lives and everything, man. It's sick.
Yeah, those kind of people. In my own opinion, they deserve to be tortured in this life and the next.
Right. Um, it's no, yeah, there's no room for people like that, man. It's crazy. I think it was what 14 children and one
Yeah,
teacher.
yeah, 14 kids in there.
What part of Texas was it in?
It's like Uzalda or somewhere southwest of San Antonio. I'm in
Okay.
Temple, so I'm in between Austin and Dallas. So it's north. Southwest of me. But yeah, man, that's you just. You send your kids to school trying to get them an education and thinking that everything's gonna be all right. You go about your day and into it's
To
unimaginable,
have
man.
that happen, man. I know
I
that's
don't wish that
pretty
on it.
doggone bad, man. Shots out and prayers go out to all those families, man, and let them heal in peace, man. But that's crazy. School
Yeah.
should be the last place you send your kids to when something like that can happen to them. But we live in a crazy world. What's going on, Levance? Thank you for tuning in, bro. Um, did a video today. I want to know what your thoughts is about it. I'm saying that our offense in 2022 should be ran through Saquon Barkley this year with him playing the Alvin Kamara role. I'm gonna get my thoughts about it, but I want to hear what you got to say about it. What's going on, Tudo? He says,
Um,
massive salute to Big Blue Crew outfits and all Giants. Paisano drop by your office to pay the proper respects for all Giants fans around the world to slap and kick all Stinky Boys losers out the door. Forget about it. What's going on, Tudo? Thank you and Levance for tuning in. But what you think about it, Jay?
I think you hit the nail on the head, man. Uh, we spent the second round pick. The first round pick on Saquon. He's been hurt. He's a year removed from that injury. We got this line to help protect him. A whole bunch of maulers. So yeah, I think that we have to go through him. Who else do we really have? Our receivers, are injury prone. Kadarius Tony just had knee surgery. Whether it be minor or major, we don't know yet. But yeah,
Oh, it's minor. It was just a knee
yeah,
scope. It was minor.
yeah. But either way, yeah, I think we need to run it through Saquon. If we get the run game going, that'll make the secondary come up, of course, and then that'll just leave over the top and all the little different routes that Kadarius or Wandale or Kenny Gall, whoever's out there. Yeah, Darius Slayton was seen catching a few passes from Jones, so maybe he's got his stuff together. But it's all through Saquon though. We need to. We live in. We need Saquon to be out there running and getting yards, scoring touchdowns, because then Daniel will play better. Stats will show you that.
Exactly. What's going on, Coach? What's going on, Wells? Thank you guys
Well,
for tuning in. Um, those are some of the main reasons why I want the offense to be ran through Saquon Barkley this year. And what I mean by that, everybody, I'm not gonna say simple-minded fans, but the fans that don't really, listen to the content. That's why I'm gonna start hashtagging to listen to the content before you comment. I'm not saying that you run the ball 30 or 40 times with Saquon Barkley a game. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you give it to Saquon Barkley, maybe in the run game around 12 to 15 times at the most, and get him in a passing game as well. Because if that defense is scared of him in a passing game, that opens up the run game for us. And then if that run game starts opening up where you can give it to him 2 or 3 times and he hits the edge, because we're going to be running that off tackle style of running. I truly believe. I don't think there's anything that's shown that we're going to run run them up the gut type run offense. That's not what they do.
Yeah, he's not in between the tackles kind of running back.
So if we're getting outside zone plays and he's cooking them, getting 10 yards on certain run plays and everything, and they start coming up to stop that zone, then that opens up the pass game for everybody. Yep. So with him being Mr. All-Purpose, that's what I'm calling him this year, Mr. All-Purpose. If he's getting over 100 yards of all-purpose yards a game, that is very good. It doesn't matter if it was only 35 yards rushing, but he got almost 100 yards receiving, or he got over 100 yards rushing and he has like 40 yards receiving. We have to get him the ball the way that he's supposed to be used.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are not taking this to account. What's going on, Duran? Thank you for tuning in. He says if Saquon can successfully hit the hole, he's going to be trouble for the defense. That is true. A lot of people not taking into account how bad that Joe Judge and Jason Garrett scheme hurt everybody.
It hurt me, and I ain't even playing.
Right. And if you're not thinking on that level, just think of this. That man has been with the Patriots organization for 2 or 3 months. And 2 weeks after they said that he was going to be calling the offensive plays, the Patriots offense is complaining that they don't like the way the offense is going.
Wait, hold on, time out. We're not going. We were just playing. Right.
Right.
It was jokes.
They are going to Bill Belichick saying, "What are you going to do with this offense? Because the way that he's coaching, we ain't approving of this, bro."
Yeah.
And so if they're complaining, as soon as he gets the damn job, what do you think was happening here in 2 years? Why do you think about this, bro? Everybody wants to poo-poo Daniel Jones' rookie year because he had turnovers. Okay, every rookie has turnovers. Peyton Manning in his rookie year led the league.
I mean,
he has the rookie record for interceptions with 28. He still threw 24 touchdowns in that rookie year, and he only threw like 12 interceptions. Most of those turnovers was because of fumbles, because he was getting killed in the pocket. But he still put up 24 touchdowns in Pat Shurmur's system. Saquon Barkley's rookie year, I think that was Pat Shurmur's first year at head coach.
I'm pretty sure it was.
He had almost over 2,000 yards in all-purpose yards that year. But as soon as Joe Judge gets here, everything stops. As soon as Jason Garrett gets here as the offensive coordinator, everything stops. What's going on, Bookend Tackles? Thank you for tuning in. Everything stopped when those two guys got here. First, I think they try to turn Saquon Barkley into an every down power back. That's what he wasn't. That's not what he is. And then you took away Daniel Jones' best ability. And that's him throwing it down the field. You told him to don't turn, make sure you don't never turn the ball over. And that just made the offensive standstill.
It made him scared. He was sitting there, he didn't want to fuck up, so he just running around trying not to fuck up and not to get nowhere.
Right. Tudo says Big Boss Pat Barkley also has to change his style of playing, same old routines from the outside. So easy to read him if they stuff him immediately. That's true if you're using him the wrong way, Tudo. We weren't using him in the pass game, not nearly enough, and he's not an in-between the tackles runner. He wasn't that at Penn State. Everybody wants this guy to turn into this just super duper Ezekiel Elliott type running back, running up the middle. That's not what he was.
Yeah, he's an outside runner. That's why they got these linemen that can pull and that are versatile and that can get up to the second level. That's what they're going to be doing. You're going to see a lot of end arounds with Evan Neal coming down, or Glowinski or whoever they got playing guard from either side. You're going to see with Bellinger or Austin Allen if he's out there just blocking, or whoever else. I mean, like, I think it was you that said that before. I mean, imagine Bellinger, Evan Neal, and Glowinski got those three monsters out there with Saquon or Wandale or whoever back there. to move and do what they got to do. I mean, shit, Saquon was getting yards when he was getting hit in the backfield. He was still
Right.
getting. Imagine if he actually has a snow plow in front of him to get him, you know what I'm saying, to get more yards.
Exactly.
And that's just the running. That's just run. Not to mention him in the passing game. I mean, shit. There's so much stuff that can be done, and especially with these from what these coaches on our offense coming from these high-powered offenses, it's gonna be very complicated, but it's gonna be very electrifying. And if everything goes correctly and everybody executes, it's gonna be one hell of a show.
What's going on, Ty? Shout out to Coach Ed.
What's
Said
going
football
on,
has always been
Clay?
effective. What's going on, Ty? She says football has always been effective when your running game is efficient and effective.
Exactly.
That opens the offense up, creating the numbers game, which forces defense to do things they don't want to do,
Yep.
which is true. And everybody's saying that, Saquon Barkley has to learn how to hit the hole. What I ask you this: how many holes did he have?
He was trying to avoid the fucking
Most
defense.
most of his runs, he was avoiding half the defense in the backfield. And then when he finally get that one chance to hit the hole and he doesn't do it, now he's a running back that can't hit the hole.
It's all about
See what I'm saying? In his rookie year, when they were opening up holes, at least they were decent at run blocking. They sucked at pass blocking. At least they were decent at run blocking. He hit the hole. And when he hit the hole, it usually turned into a very good play.
When a running back is comfortable with his lineman and he knows that hole is going to be there in his sleep,
right,
and so many times he's just going to go. But if he's used to every out of 10 run plays, he's gotta move and get hit and get hands on him right when he's getting the ball. Even when that lane is open on that fair chance, he's still going to be trying to, because he's just anticipating somebody's going to be here.
Right.
He can't.
You're anticipating somebody saying hi to you as soon as you get the ball.
Exactly. So I mean, shit. Once we play a couple games and he gets in the most like, okay, I know as soon as I come around this end, whoever's there doesn't matter because they're not going to be there anymore. He's just gonna. I can just take off and go.
That's the crazy part about it. People don't take that into accountability when it comes to things like that. Like, if you're not confident in your line blocking for you, you're not going to see all the holes that they finally do create. Like, oh shit, they created the hole. Shit, okay.
All right.
Like, yeah, you're going to pause because you be like, oh shit, I got a hole. Yeah. So, I mean, it goes both ways, man. Two, though, he says Barkley is a super cool kid. I met him before the pandemic. He's extremely talented and humble. He really hasn't had smart running back coaches to teach him new routines and skill sets. He only knows his college days. And that's another thing. Bobby Johnson, I'm probably going to do a video on it too. Bobby Johnson, our offensive line coach, literally said that our offensive line has PTSD from what this last coaching staff did to him. Right. Oh, Taj. Yep. 100 subscribers.
Oh, yeah. 100 subscribers for Taj. Good job, man.
Hardest working man on Twitter.
Hey, and I got one more. My bad. I got one more step. I was blessed with a camera. I don't know much about cameras. You can probably tell me if it's a good camera, but I got a Panasonic Lumix G7. It's a little old, I guess.
Yeah, it's a little old, but it's still a very good camera.
Yeah, I mean, shit. I got my wife's uncle. He does stuff, and he was like, "Oh, I heard you trying to do a YouTube channel," so he just gave it to me. So free camera.
What's up?
Yeah.
Free is always good. I don't care how about good it was. Free. For real.
I just got to get an external hard drive and a couple more cords and everything, and then hopefully I'm gonna get everything set up by the time the season starts. That's why I want to start making stuff. I'm gonna start doing shorts and stuff like that on my phone, but I'm gonna start doing shorts and stuff like that.
Shout out to Duran. He says, do you think Dabo and Kafka will draw DJ a few run plays? Yes, they will. You have to use that athletic ability of his, and I think we're going to be an RPO heavy team in some games. In some games, we may have a run heavy scheme. Who knows? But I know mainly we're probably going to be out the shotgun running RPOs, to be honest with you. And yes, he will have some run plays created for him specifically. Why wouldn't you do that?
I think a major focus on this offense, I mean, if we can, from our last regimes, we've been very predictable. I mean, you know what we're going to do.
Right.
He's going to dump it off. You already know he's only going to get His first read, maybe second. It's never going to be nothing big. I think a key focus for this new offense is going to be to keep that defense guessing. I mean, we already know Wink is like that too, on the other side of the ball. But I think this offense is going to focus on that defense not knowing what the hell they're doing. A lot of motions, a lot of misdirections, a lot of RPOs, a lot of things like that, just to make sure that we keep everybody honest and on their toes.
Exactly. And like I said, I think we can run two different schemes in one game because Kafka has his own way of passing the ball, and so does Brian Daboll. And I think Brian Daboll may take over the play calling for the first year. I don't know. They're saying they're giving Kafka a chance in OTAs to call the plays, and they're gonna see how it can go. But I don't know. Who do you guys prefer calling the plays? That's a question that we can ask. Who do you prefer calling the plays? Do you prefer Mike Kafka doing it? And so Daboll can focus on, time management and focus on being the head coach, looking over everything? Or would you prefer Daboll calling the plays?
Me?
Yeah, I mean, the panel. I mean, you or Taj can answer.
I think I will because Daves he was offensive coordinator for Buffalo before this, and so I mean he's used to calling plays. It's going to be it's going to be a team effort. I mean, it's going to be both of them. Because I don't want just Daboll calling it, and then Kafka just sitting there. I want because I believe that he's gonna. If he's not going to be calling plays this year, he's definitely going to be calling plays in the future because Daboll can't call them forever. But I think it'll be smart to have Daboll call them at first, but have Kafka right there, giving his input and letting him know what he thinks. And, what I'm saying? Well, you focus on that. I got maybe this series or something like that, just stay communicated up and focused. And, but yeah, to answer the question, that's a long way to say Daboll needs to be calling the offense if he knows how. And so, yeah, I think Daboll should, but I mean, Kafka needs to be in his back pocket.
Right. What do you think about it, Taj?
I'll be honest with you. I think it's kind of going to be like a collaborative effort.
Yeah.
With the play calling stuff with Dabble and Kafka. I think I'm pretty sure that I don't know who's gonna hold up the play sheet. Maybe it could be Kafka and then Brian David just calls out the plays and stuff for Daniel Jones and them. But I don't know. I think it's gonna be a collaborative effort, pretty much. I don't think that either Kafka calls plays or Dable calls plays. I think it's just gonna be like a collaborative effort, like Kafka having input in the offense.
Yeah,
I could see that happening. I could definitely see that happening. Let me get back to the chat real quick. Coach Ed, he says misdirection can take away some of the defense aggressiveness. Screens. Right. And that's why I think the offense should be ran through Barkley. He says that O-line meshes, they can tell the defense was coming. Right. He says OC should call the plays only if Kafka is ready. And that's why I think they're trying to find out what Daboll's trying to find out.
Yeah.
Tudo, he says, I'll be back with my family this weekend after 9 long months. Pat knows because he's chatting with me every single day, all day. Always looking after us. We can't thank him enough. Shoot, I can't, man. I know you're going to be happy getting back to your family after 9 long months, man, of going playing that rugby. So, man, enjoy your time at home, bro. Congratulations on a grueling season. They did lose. I think he said to was it South Africa? I forgot who he said they lost to. My bad, Tudo. But they had a very good season, man. You guys pray for Tudo a safe trip back home, and man, enjoy your family time, man, while you have it before you have to get back on that battlefield, bro. Real talk. But I would prefer my offensive coordinator to call the plays, but it just depends. Like Coach Ed said, is Kafka ready to be the primary play caller? We will see. Knicks, what's going on, Knicks? He says super Dickers. Go Giants, go Jets, go Bills. That was a good one.
Something.
That's funny as
Right.
shit, you know.
But I just have high hopes for this season, man. I know a lot of people are not having faith in any of the players. I did a video earlier today. They said, man, how can you trust anybody from the past 3 years to run the offense through? And my question is, if you don't trust any of the players, who you gonna run the offense through?
Man,
Are you gonna put that pressure on Wan'Dale Robinson?
you gonna ruin the little man. Like you gonna ruin. I ain't mean to call him a little man, but you gonna ruin him though.
Right.
You can't send him over the middle. You know, just all the time. You can't just be knowing. They can't know that he's getting the ball. Like they can't. You got to be like, we don't know what's happening. You got that's what brings me back to saying that there's gonna be a lot of shit moving around, man. It ain't gonna be this, fucking third down and fucking QB sneaking shit and all that other.
Yeah, I mean, I just with me thinking that they can run the offense through Saquon Barkley. What I mean by that is, it's not like I'm saying run him like he's a Derrick Henry type running back. That's not what I'm saying. That offense over there with the Saints is ran through Alvin Kamara, and that man has not had a one season over 1,000 yards. You want to know why? It's because they use him like he's supposed to be used.
An all-purpose back.
Right. They figured that, hey, look, he's not going to be the type of back that we can give to 30 or 40 times and let him run up the middle all day. But he is the type of back to where, hey, he's killing them in the passing game. They keep worrying about that passing game. We can hand it off to him in the backfield because we got a big Mack truck hold because nobody's up there to stop the run. And he can gash you about 10 to 15 yards right there, or we can give him a toss play. Just get the ball in his hands. That's what this offense needs to be predicated on. Because for one, it stops a lot of turnovers. Because if you're throwing a screen pass or if you're throwing a check down to Saquon Barkley coming out the backfield, it stops a lot of turnovers. And if they come up to stop either one of those type things, then we have the receivers to go over the top. We have the receivers that can win one-on-one coverages on the outside. We have a bigger receiver, 6'4", and Kenny Galladay, that should be able to get a back shoulder throw. And Daniel Jones should know how to throw a back shoulder throw. It's been 4 years.
And I mean, so, we can have.
He should know how to do it.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but I'm just saying that we can.
Oh no, go ahead.
We could move Saquon, motion Saquon out to be, into the receiver or into the slot, and the play's not even for him. You know what I'm saying? You just so they know that he's going to be a threat out there. Like there's going to be so much. They're not going to let you know what's going on. You're going to think, oh, they're motioning Saquon out to the to the slot, or he's lining up. You know what I'm saying? Outside, way outside. Oh, they're going to try to run. No, that's not even for him. They're doing a handoff to Wan'Dale or whatever off the outside tackle, or they're doing a screenplay to the other direction with Kadarius Toney. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be so many different things that I just want to see what these offensive minds have to do, because we've been stuck in like the 1960s.
Right. Tommy, for one, Tommy, what's going on, Tommy? Hope everything is safe out there. I know about the thing that went on in Texas. I think you say you're out there in Houston. He says the new regime have been putting together a better game plan, better than we have had in years. They completely killed the draft and undrafted talents. Time will show the production on the field. True. What's going on, Rodney? Big Blue Ortiz, what's going on, bro? He says, what's good, fellas? What I think is maybe Kafka and Dabo will call plays, and you might get plays called like DJ and Taylor in the mix with some trick plays. True. I think they got something up their sleeve this year, and they're definitely going to call some plays to find out what Daniel Jones really is, for sure. I know that for a fact. Tommy, he says football awareness finally entered the Giants building, and the talent and pieces getting put together, they will dominate the NFC East. We have bigger fish to fry. Brady, Stafford, Rodgers. Yeah, but first we got to worry about the NFC East. We got to dominate that first. First, we got to beat the teams that we're supposed to beat.
Yeah, shit.
Let's beat those 5 teams that we're supposed to beat. That shows progress to me. At least the teams that we're supposed to beat were beaten. Coach Ed, he says defense will always look for Saquon Barkley when the O breaks the huddle. Years past, teams used to look for LT, which allows other players to Carson, Banks, and Marshall. That is true.
Yep.
We over the past 3 years, we haven't had a player that you had to focus on when we came out on offense, and that hurts. And somebody's gonna have to earn that right. We haven't had that player since Saquon Barkley in his rookie year. But when you go out on offense last year, you didn't respect the offense. You didn't respect no players on the field when we came out. Tony started to do that, but he got hurt. But other than that, you didn't have to respect nobody on that field. Like, for real. So that's a good thing right there. You said, Coach. You said sad what happened out here in Texas. I'm in H-Town, but it was like a couple hours away from here. Yeah.
Man, that sucks. Man, my prayers, man, to those guys over there in Texas.
It's like it ain't even. It's what's so crazy as a parent, because I got children. I mean, y'all all know I got children myself, and just there would be nothing you could do. That would be the worst part. There's nothing you can do. The dude that did it,
there's nothing you can do.
I mean, thankfully he's dead now. I mean, I'm not trying to make light of the situation, but these motherfuckers in Texas ain't playing. You do some shit like that, we ain't walking you off, man. We dragging you off in a bed about when you getting shot. You ain't. I think the police should just shoot them automatically. As soon as there ain't no detaining, there ain't no court.
I think he was shot down. I don't think
I know he was.
Detained. Yeah.
I know no, he didn't get. I'm talking about the dude in Buffalo that got walked out. And McDonald's and shit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it's sad out there, man. Prayers out to those families, man, for real. But I wanna go about what Coach Ed was talking about a little bit. That's probably one of the main reasons why we haven't had much success either, because nobody feared anybody coming on that field for us the past 2 years. There was nobody on our offense that anybody respected, especially when they came out there on that field. For one, Saquon Barkley was always hurt. They knew Evan Ingram was going to tip one up to him. Slayton is a number 3 receiver. Galladay was hobbled through the season. Shepard was gone. And I mean, and the offensive line was trash. So you can get pressure with only about 3 defensive linemen. And then the scheme was trash on top of that. You already knew that there was going to be curls and hitches all game and slants. So you don't have anybody respect on the offense as far as being explosive, because either they're hurt or they're just not that good. The scheme sucked. Even if you had explosive players, they weren't going to be able to use them because the scheme didn't allow you to use it. Your quarterback's in flux. So, of course, people coming there, they're salivating when they played us last year. Oh, we ain't got to do shit today. What's going on, Deception? What's going on, Ray? Thank you guys for tuning in.
They padding stats on when they
right.
Giants. They're like, oh, I'm ranking up 3 sacks this week.
Right. And you know that you can get pressure with your front four without having to blitz or do anything else. How hard is that to go on offense? Like, how hard is that?
I got to take a call real quick. Hold on real quick.
All right. Frank, what's going on, Frank? Hopefully Lou will be on a little later. He might not be able to make it. But I just wanted to elaborate on that, man. Like, there's nobody on this offense that you fear right now. We're going to have to earn that this year coming up. First, by earning it by staying healthy and having a better scheme. But health, I believe, is the main thing that's holding us back, is health. Mm-hmm. Robert, what's going on? Thank you for tuning in. Rob, he says, last year should have showed every Giants fan that you can have all the receivers, tight ends you want. If there's no blocking for the passing game and running game, you get 3 and outs. True. That is true. And that's another thing. Let's see how good we can be with an offensive line that can actually block a little bit. Let's see if we can have an offensive line that can actually block a little bit. Because if we get an offensive line that can block a little bit, that opens up the run game and the pass game. And when the run game and pass game is opened up, you can do either one at any time. That makes your offense that much more dangerous. Instead of last year, when everybody know that you can't run the ball and you can't pass protect. So defenses are just salivating because they already know that you're going to have to get the ball out extremely quick, and they already know the routes that's coming. So that's kind of hard to get, points put up on the board or have an offense that's, consistent when you have those things working against you. It's hard as hell.
Hey, but let's talk about Pat though. But let's talk about what we saw from Daniel Jones the other day, man. Him getting out that pocket and with that throw.
What I saw in that was it's they're teaching a little bit better over there with the New York Giants before. Everybody's saying, well, you think that he's never ran drills like that before? Yeah, but he's never ran drills like that with coaches like this. I believe they're truly coaching this kid to try to be the best quarterback that he could be. Are they outright sold on him? No, because they didn't even give him his fifth-year option. So they're not outright sold on him. But we have the coaches that are going to put the effort into making him the best that he could be to see what he has. And if he takes their teachings and this offensive line blocks for him, sky's the limit for him. And maybe he could turn into the Giants' future quarterback. I don't know.
And they're actually making him to throw more tight window passes. Like no matter if it's a complete pass or an interception, which it shouldn't matter anyways. I mean, because that's what practice is for, anyways.
Exactly. That's what practice is for. Why are you being super conservative in practice? You should be trying to find out what your quarterback can and can't do. Mm-hmm. So if he's in practice and he's throwing those ropes in between players, hey, that gives him a little bit of confidence to try it in the game to see what he can do.
Exactly.
Rodney says best ability is availability. Healthy players and a better blocking and a better scheme should make us 10 times better than what we saw last year. True. LeVance, he says in the famous words of the heavyweight champion of the world, he says, woo, doing well with the ladies, yo. Woo. Well, Rob says that's what we're talking about, Big Pat. I want to see pancakes on Sunday. Agreed. Frank agrees with Rodney. I mean, yeah, better blocking and healthy players. I think that gives us a couple of victories right there. Just having your players available and blocking, that helps the team out tremendously.
And our offensive line coach, man, Bobby Johnson, just the way he's just talking, but the way he's talking and how he wants his offensive lineman to be, you can't help but to just have some monsters in there, just some mean, snarling, snotting elephants in that bitch. Bullying motherfuckers out the way.
Yeah, Miz, we talked about that earlier, bro. So it was 19 kids. I thought it was 14, but I guess it was 19.
Damn, so it went up.
2 teachers. Yeah, so it went up. So they must have found some people. Yeah, well, I've been saying prayers for them all day once I found that news out. He says coaches need to get the players mentally unshook from the BS from the last few regimes. That's what we were talking about earlier. Bobby Johnson literally came out and said this offensive line had PTSD from what Joe Judge and that offensive line coach were doing to them last year.
Yeah, he said they were doing shit. And he was like, "Who taught you how to do that? Like, why are you moving that way?
Who taught you how to do that?"
His exact words. Like, who showed you that? That's sad.
That's real, right?
That's sad. That's what we were going out there on Sunday with was. What the fuck are you doing?
And I'm telling you, man, God bless the Mac Jones over there in New England. God bless him.
Oh, man. Well, Bill Belichick will get him the fuck out of there. He ain't got no problem with getting somebody.
That's the only good thing with Mac Jones is that he has Bill Belichick. But, like, that damn Joe Judge, man, like.
He reminds me of the
Something's
penguin.
up over there in New England.
That nose, his nose. He reminds me of the penguin from Batman.
Yeah, Mac Jones will have to go on for a hell of a ride.
And he
bro.
got Matt Patricia with him too.
Right, and Matt Patricia can't call plays either.
Matt
So
Patricia
that's
couldn't
why
even
they're
prosper
scared
with
about what the
Matthew
offense is.
Stafford.
Like, man, what y'all finna do? Because
Oh.
this some bullshit.
As a
That-
Giants
bro.
fan, I've never been worried about a Patriot.
Matt Patricia couldn't
Right.
even prosper with Matthew Stafford. Like, come on now.
But I like what OG Bobby Johnson said about the offensive line too. A lot of people took the dirt bag comment out of context,
It's
but he
water
says he wants hard working players that play to the whistle and play within the rules of the game. Basically, that's what Feliciano brings, and that's why they brought him over from the Bills.
Evan
And he
Neal
says
said,
if you're not playing that way, you won't be playing. Go ahead, Jay.
I was just echoing what you said. Evan Neal said in one of his interviews when after he got drafted, he said that he was taught to play to the echo of the whistle. You know what I'm saying? If you read in between the lines, that means I hear the whistle, but I'm still gonna mash your ass until the echo. A little tweet, 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 tweet. Now stop. Tweet, tweet, tweet.
Right. Now I'll stop whooping your ass.
Yeah, we all of that. We on all that this year.
Look at this.
But yeah, I think
That's elite ball
he says
placement right
Deron Osmond says, do you think Bobby can fix Pert? I think Pert has to fix himself first.
I don't know.
Before anybody can
Matt
fix
Pert,
him.
I don't know about him.
I mean, if anybody could do it, it'd probably be Bobby Johnson, but he has to get more aggressive in his blocking.
Yeah.
And he has to put in the work.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't even know if Pert makes the team, to be honest with you.
Matt Pert couldn't even beat out Nate Solder. Like,
yeah, Nate Solder was a traffic cone. So if you couldn't beat out him, there's something wrong.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Nate Solder.
So, Pat,
what's going on, Miz?
Hey, what's going on? Oh,
and then he leaves us.
I think he's trying to turn off his YouTube and stuff.
Always leave him one more, man. Always leave him one more.
Right. Miz
But
comes
then he
on,
down.
then he leaves
Wells. Yes, sir.
Man,
That's
thank you guys for getting me to
placement.
1,700 subscribers. That's dope.
Woo.
Hopefully Miz could come back on. Hopefully gets it together. I don't know what he did. There you go.
hey, what's going on, guys?
Yeah, there you go. Let's say he turned himself off.
I pressed the wrong
Hey,
X.
what's
Right.
going on, Miz?
I'm glad you came on, Miz. I've been wanting to ask you a question, but I know you've been busy.
Yeah.
What do you think about our offensive line coach OG Bobby Johnson saying that if our offensive linemen are not playing like dirtbags, they won't play? Give me your context on what do you think about that?
I like it.
Yeah.
Because basically what he's saying is, obviously you guys already know, it's time to get nasty and not be pushovers anymore.
Yeah.
I remember in 2000, I want to say 2011. No, 2008, when the Giants had that strong team, but whatever the Plexico thing, and they were 11-1. Anyways, I remember they played the Ravens that day. I was at that game, and the Ravens defense hadn't allowed a 200-yard rusher, not even a 150-yard rusher in like a decade, they said, or something crazy number like that. And the Giants ran all over that team for over 200 yards.
They did.
And
they won 30-10. I remember that. Jacobs had like a 70-yard run down the sideline to open up the game. But anyways, Ray Lewis said that was the dirtiest, grimiest, nastiest O-line he's played in his career.
Yeah.
That's a compliment.
Yeah, sure is.
Right.
I never forgot that. And I'd like to get back to that because I think if we get back to that, then we get back to starting to win some football again at some point.
Thank you, Tudo. Yeah, Nick's agrees with you. Said we destroyed the Ravens that day.
Oh yeah, we did.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit! Big Low in the building.
What's going on, Lou?
I may not come when you call, but I'm always on time, nigga.
Big Lou.
going on, big bro?
I figured you had just got off work or something.
Nah, it's
But,
my son's birthday today. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
shit! I
Birthday.
forgot about that.
Happy
And
birthday.
I gotta go pick my brother up in 4 days. So I'm trying to coordinate all that. Still have his birthday party. Still had to go to work. Yeah, it's a lot. It's been a long day.
Right.
You gotta balance everything. He's like, you gotta do a
Hey,
ringmaster.
gotta do it though. Gotta
Yeah,
do
you
it.
do. Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, this is a question for you too. I just asked Miz about the comments OG Bobby Johnson made. He said he wanted his linemen to play like dirtbags or they won't play. What do you think about that? And happy birthday to little man too, bro.
He sleep now. Damn.
Okay.
Party dog.
Beat me in the head for an Oculus, and then beat me in the head for an extra hour to stay up and play it, and then gave me an attitude when I told him it's time to go to bed. So.
Man, I used to be that kind of kid.
I wish my daddy bought me a something. Anything. No, my daddy gave me a lot of game though. He just ain't buy it, nothing.
Nah,
what you think about that, Lou?
I told him I gave him a lot of game right before bed. I told him 7 is a very important age, and he said, "Why?" I said, "Because the Bible says at 7 you instruct the child in the ways of God, and at 12 you start holding them accountable."
Yep.
So now your ass about to begin the training. Even though we've been saying prayers and all that for years, I kind of got a jump start on what I was supposed to do, but still,
Yep.
But yeah, we about to go right in from one segue to the other. Here we go. Dirtbags are phenomenal when they're on your offensive line. I love a good dirtbag on my offensive line. For real. Listen, everybody can talk about Ndamukong Suh, and everybody can talk about, even though that's a different position and all that. I like that shit. Like you push a man down to step on his hand and shit. Just don't get caught. Don't penalize the team.
What happens in the trenches, stay in the trenches.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just don't get us 15 yards and shit and get ejected from the game. But if you can get away with some shit, body slam them and drop on top of them, give me the Jimmy Snooker slash, whatever. Like, I like that shit. The teams need to be weary of lining up against us.
Yeah.
That's what the Giants defense was all about. You know what I'm saying? People come out there like, God dang. They look across that field, they see Leonard Marshall, they see Pepper Johnson, they see Lawrence Taylor. They, you know what I'm saying? They're like, holy shit. They call Banks.
You better hope Carl Blanks had a good night.
You know what I'm saying? So same thing when they looked across the field and saw Strahan and OC and Tuck. You know, it's like, holy shit, and Kiwanuka. Like, that's that aura that we need back in the building. That's the aura we need back on the field. People need to look across the numbers at the other team on the opposing sideline and be like, shit, we got to play against them motherfuckers. They need to look at Aziz and be like, God damn, I got to block this dude. They need to look at Thibodeau and be like, I got to block this motherfucker. They need to look at Leonard Williams and be like, shit, we got to block this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That's what we need. You know what I'm saying? And y'all make sure y'all subscribe to my channel, damn it. I'm 58 subscribers away from 1,000, and y'all being stingy with the sub button. Take that damn subscribe button the way our defense gonna do these quarterbacks this year. Let's go 11-6, goddamn it.
Yeah, speaking of the defensive line, I believe the defensive line is gonna be greatly improved this year because of one man. I'm glad Miz got his wish this year. He didn't get his wish last year, but he got his wish this year. So hopefully he turns out to be that beast that he said Parsons was going to be. Hopefully he strikes twice and we got the goods this time. I already know the dude is next, though. It's already written for him. But Kayvon Thibodeau, right? Kayvon Thibodeau, what Kayvon Thibodeau does, even at a rookie, he allows this defensive line to reach its full potential. Because he's a player.
I'm sorry. Kai Vase left a comment on the previous video because I said special defensive end edition in the title. And he said, man, all the guys you named are linebackers. Yes, they were outside linebackers in college. They're listed as defensive ends on the New York Giants. So I don't care what you played in college. There's been plenty of guys who came out of college and when they got to the NFL, they switched them to a different position. So yes, while they might have been linebackers in the NCAA, whatever, they defensive ends now. So
And shit
just
in
one-
wings defense, you could be one play be a DN, one play be an outside linebacker, the next play be a fucking nose guard. Like you don't know what the
Right.
fuck you
So,
gonna be in
yeah.
wings defense. You might drive back and be a damn heavy ass safety.
Right. Right.
But I'm sorry, Pat. I digress. I had to set that straight because people be acting like we just be out here talking for practice, like we don't actually know the damn game.
We talking about practice.
Did his screen freeze? Yep.
Oh shit! I lost
Oh.
Pat. He'll be back.
He said,
J-Way
I
the
lost
host
Pat.
now.
Where'd you lose him? Where'd you last have him?
Oh, I had him up there on the top.
Looking in your sleeve and shit.
Yeah, I haven't been on in a while. I took a break from football a couple of days after the draft. I said, I gotta do some other things.
Yeah,
It's
I
kind
sent
of
you a link the other day.
And
And
I know I haven't been on at
completely
all.
ignored it, you
I haven't
know what
gone
I'm
on
saying?
nobody. Haven't seen
He
any.
was like,
video.
fuck Lou, I ain't going on there. I ain't watching
No,
shit.
not
Fuck
like
Lou.
that.
Hey G, hey,
And tonight I seen Pat was on.
on
I've been
Twitter,
watching the news. All this shit made me angry today. So I said, let me come back.
Yeah,
and
that
do
shit with the
now.
shooting today, that shit was ridiculous,
Yeah,
bro.
that was
You
wild.
out there in Texas, ain't you? You need to slap the shit out of somebody. Nah, don't do
Yeah,
it. You
no,
fuck
but
around
for
and get
real though,
shot
man.
while being unarmed for no reason. They
But that's
just
why.
stay in the house.
Yeah, that's why I don't have my wife don't. My wife and kids, they don't go to the store with me. I go to the grocery store and get that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing it. You can't even go to the fucking. I just went to the movies and watched Doctor Strange. We had a little with my wife, a little date night. We went and watched Doctor Strange, and I'm watching the movie, but I'm looking at the exits the whole time, seeing who's getting up, going out, who's coming in. It was still a dope movie, but it's crazy that's the. I mean, it's like I'm back on the block or something. Like it's like everywhere's the block now. Like the movie theater.
Where are you, Jay? What town are you in?
I'm in Temple. I'm in between Austin and Dallas. So I'm right in the middle. And where it happened at is in some with a U and a Z in it. But that's like in San Antonio down here to the west and then over. So it's like southwest, it's closer to the border. But apparently I don't know too much about it, but I just because this shit pisses me off. I don't even like to read about it or watch it. But the boy shot his grandmother and then went to the school and just started shooting them.
There's no excuses.
Bro.
There's no
excuses.
What
I don't understand is why these coward ass people keep killing kids.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
You want to make a name for yourself. You want to prove that you Billy Badass or whatever, and you're affiliated with this certain group or this certain type of people. Then go get the opposing side of them so-called people that are grown, that are armed, that can defend themselves, and go be Billy Badass over there. Don't be Billy Badass with a bunch of fucking first through fifth graders. Like that shit is ridiculous, bro.
He got smoked. He got smoked though. He wouldn't carry down handcuffs today. Not this one.
Yeah, but it would have been better if he was carried out.
Shit, fuck up.
He killed 19 kids, and now he just gets to move on quietly. He did no punishment, no nothing.
Well, he should be shot from the toes up.
Oh, there's a punishment. There's a punishment.
Oh yeah, right. He's gonna suffer. I mean, if like I said before in the thing, if it was up to me, you'd be tortured in this life and the next.
Even seen Little Nicky?
Yeah, hell yeah. What Adam said.
I hope he gets the pineapple at 4 o'clock every day.
Yeah, all that. All that.
Yeah. I hope he tries to pick the little one and they go grab the biggest pineapple.
Yeah. But when what's them big ass spiky big ass motherfucking fruits that be in his bigger than pineapple, they big as shit. I don't know what the fuck to think. But yeah, bro, that shit is
actually Adam's texting me right now about it. Yeah.
That's just crazy. And people mental illness, man.
Nah, bro, that's what I was gonna say, man. I don't mean to cut you off. I don't want to hear it no more. Every fucking excuse, every excuse is mental illness.
The mentally ill people are meek people. They're not violent people, yo. You know what I'm saying? Mentally ill people are meek. They're innocent. They see
Dude, you're not mentally ill to me if you're able to plot this.
Right. Yeah. That's not no mental illness. That's exactly what Will said right there. Pure fucking evil.
It's evil.
Pure fucking evil. That's all it is,
Right.
bro.
Tell me.
Everybody's born knowing right and wrong, whether we want to admit it or not. You know that you're not supposed to hit your mama back. You know that you're not supposed to steal. You know, like when you're doing something wrong, you know it. You feel it. You're like, oh shit, let me get in trouble for this.
Yeah.
You know the shit. You know what I'm saying? So people try to make excuses and all that shit, man, and try to
Off with them.
that's what's wrong. That's what's wrong with the world now. No accountability. Everybody always wants to pass the buck or make an excuse or soften the landing.
And he had a rough life.
Participation trophies and shit. Either you lost or you won. And no fucking trophy for participating.
No.
Like it's
Right.
that's the world is fucked up because of all this soft pussy shit.
No, it's not the world, Lou. It's not the world. It's this country. Did you know that? And I spoke to my friend. We did some research. Let me tell you something. 40,000 people last year alone was shot by guns in this country or killed with a gun-related incident. Only 1,000 in every other country was the most. 40,000 in America. You know what the problem in the country is? We have too much freedom. Too much.
No.
There's no fear of government.
No. It's not that it's too much freedom. We have too much tolerance. See, they started pushing all this. Oh no, we gotta be tolerant of other religions. We gotta be tolerant of other sexualities. We gotta be tolerant of other people's preferences. No, and I'm sorry, we don't have to be tolerant. There's rules for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Tolerant my ass. There's rules
for certain cases like that.
Fucking reason. You know what I'm saying? Y'all remember Sesame Street? I'm not the only one. One of these kids is doing their own thing. One of these kids is not the same. Okay, what happened to that kid? The motherfucker was ostracized.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
No, you're right. Lou's right. The simple stuff. We don't have it anymore.
You go watch Sesame Street now. They done turned Bert and Ernie into a couple.
Right. Maybe a same-sex couple. No offense to anyone.
Hey, like they can't.
Who cares? But
ridiculous. Kids don't need to know this shit. You know
let them be kids. Get hippos and zebras and shit. Can we learn about hippos first before we learn about homosexuality and shit? Can we? I
was telling my family earlier. I was saying this to my family.
Hip hop.
You don't have religion anymore. People don't go to church with their kids or synagogue or mosque, whatever it is that your family. They don't praise the kids with God to know that God is watching you, so you should do the right thing. You know what they're raised with today? Social media and TikTok is their new religion, man.
They're doing this.
Who's doing it? Social media has destroyed this country. The iPhone has ruined this country more than any other country in the world. You can't even sit at the table and have a conversation with the kids anymore. You got to text them in order for them to hear what you're saying, because people are so focused on phones that they can't even focus on a conversation no more. So you could talk to them, but they don't hear you. But if you text them, they'll know right away. What?
Yep.
What?
I wish this was my stream so I can highlight that comment. NYG and Pat.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
You're gonna get a smack, Miz. Miz, you're gonna get a smack.
You don't even go outside no more. They're all soft. This whole country soft.
She gonna be like, Sonny, I'm gonna give you a smack.
She's
like, the wrong guy, man. I'm in the streets all the time. I can go to any block in Staten Island and they know my name.
Hey,
okay. Listen.
With that white
Miz, hold up. Yeah, we know the women are a bit aggressive, and then you can't hit them back. That's just not fair.
Look, love you, Miss Miz.
Look, he said, "Love you, Miss Miz."
Look, she's wearing a Patriots hoodie. No good.
Oh my God!
Oh, she is out of order.
Ew.
Wow.
You violate, Miss Miz.
That's disgusting.
Damn.
I'm just saying, man. That's what Lee
NYG says America is the evil empire, and its MFers pulling the strings that people don't see or hear about. America isn't free. They're taking our rights away little by little.
Oh yeah.
Then the next one is there is no acceptance of the Most High here in Babylon. That's why do as thou wilt is the code over here. Then Tito says,
Lou,
where did Pat go? He got to pick us up some pizzas. Please double up the cheese.
You say you have a maintenance issue. He'll be right
No,
back.
I know. I'm
Yeah,
reading the comments. He says, I agree with you,
Yo,
man.
Lou, how come these school shootings been going on for 20 years? The first one I remember, and it was probably before that, but the one I remember was, do you remember Columbine in Colorado?
Yeah.
Columbine. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it was a school. It was a high school.
Yeah.
Now,
the first person they killed, they walked in there and said, who here believes in Jesus Christ? And a girl stood up and said, I do. And that was the first person killed in that shooting.
all right. So my question is this. How many years have we been talking about putting 2 armed guards or guys in army suits at every school, and they still haven't done it? Why have they not done it?
Well, part of that reason is because we've started putting sheriffs called assigning ISD officers to the school, and we've seen more TikTok and YouTube videos of these officers body slamming and choking out children. You know what I'm saying? If the police officers who haven't been to war are having PTSD and body slamming and choking out kids, you really want to put a fucking battle tested veteran who's faced IEDs at a school?
Because those battle tested veterans have a higher mental stability rate. They can extract somebody, an objective, out of a place with bombs and bullets and everything going off, and still have the focus and calm of mind to execute the plan. These
but
cops,
when they got a 12-year-old girl doing this to them,
if they don't,
they can't keep that same composure.
Hey, but that will be funny though. I don't know too many cops, but I know a lot of people that was in the military and that was, actually, especially in the Afghanistan war.
I have a lot of family members in the military.
And a lot of those people are the most, now the ones that have PTSD, and there is certain people where they're a little shits off, but the ones that are solid, they're some of the most strong-minded, determined, willed people that are so focused on what they need to do that other shit that doesn't even matter. It's like somebody that's a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or something or whatever. They're not just going to go around like I'm super Mr. Big Bad. They just know that they're a fucking lion, and they'll attack when need be. These
the
cops,
lion don't need to let you know he's a lion. You know he's a lion.
The cops, most of these cops are, I'm not even disrespecting cops, but people that have these jobs of power, usually you seek out these jobs of power because you didn't have power at one time, or you're seeking that validation. And so when you get that, being human,
I agree with that to a certain extent. Yeah, because power corrupts. I
but
can agree with that to a certain extent. But here's the issue with that, right? You got to go to be a dental assistant, not a dentist. To be a dental assistant, you have to go to college for 2 years.
Yep.
To be a nurse's assistant, you have to go to college for 4 years. No. To be a nurse's assistant, like you got to be for nursing, you have to be registered.
No, I was talking about to be a cop. To be a cop is like 4 months or some shit like that.
There should be a system of checks and balances in place before these people are given a badge and a gun and put on the street, right? If you're making people go to school for 2 years for jobs where they're not getting shot at and all this other shit, right? You need to put these people through excruciating mental evaluations, how they handle pressure, how to teach. They need to teach them how to deal with mentally disabled people from all types of disabilities, because you have different spectrums in autism alone.
Exactly.
That's not counting bipolar. That's not counting paranoid delusional schizophrenic or multiple personality disorder schizophrenia or Alzheimer's or dementia, or you know what I'm saying? So they're not being trained, and these people are not being mentally evaluated enough before you send them out there and give them all this authority. And add to that you're arming them with military grade weapons and tanks and all this other shit. You know what I'm saying? Now, while I agree to disband the police is completely fucking retarded, and you'd have to be a dunce to think that shit is going to help society in any form or fashion. Okay.
Yeah,
but they do need to scale down the level of authority that they have and some of the artillery and equipment that they have.
Needs to be better.
You know what I'm saying? But the training needs to be more extensive. You should not be able to go to police academy for 4 to 6 months and come out here with a badge and a gun as a 21-year-old and think you're hot shit after watching Charles Bronson movies all your life, or fucking Bad Boys. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what they need to do, what they need to do is they need to have a buy. What they need to do is they need to have a buy. What they need to do is they need to have a buy. What they need to do is they need to have a buy. What they need to do is they need to have a buy. What they need to do is they need to have a buy. What they need to do is they need to have a buy. What they need to do is they need to have a buy. What they need to do is they need to have a buy. What they need to do is they need to have a buy. What they need to do is they need to have a buy. What they need to do is they need to have a buy. What they need to do is they need to have a buy. What they need to do is they need to have a buy. What they need to do is they need to have a buy. What they need to do is they need to have a buy. What they need to do is they need to have a buy. What they need to do is they need to have a buy. What they need to do is they need to have a buy. What they need to do is they need to have a buy. What they need to do is they need to have a buy. What they need to do is they need to have a buy. What they need to do is they need to have a buy. What they need to do is they need to have a buy. What they need
is the training should be longer, and the
Yeah,
psych
yeah.
evaluations,
Mental evaluation. Yeah.
the mental evaluations need to be way higher
It
because
needs
a
to be
person.
like, no joking. Remember Men in Black, the first one?
Mm-hmm.
Remember when he chased the alien down, and then they made him and a couple different officers from different armed forces come and take this critical thinking test and all these.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to be something similar to that, not in that way, obviously, but
You got to
it needs
know
to be
that
more extensive mentally.
you got to know that a person that went through high school and was bullied through high school and really never had any type of interaction with people going through high school.
They just
You got to give them a psych.
authority.
You got to give them a psych evaluation to see
And profile them like you would a
and
serial
profile
killer.
them. Yeah,
Right.
Like because what they're looking for is power when they become a police officer. That's they're
For my
they're
boy
not
Joe.
they're not becoming a police officer to uphold the law. They're becoming a police officer for
So
power.
you got to do what they say.
Yeah. Like I was glad my cousin didn't get into the academy because I know he would have been one of those type cats because he went through high school. He
Getting
was a
stuffed in his
popular.
locker.
Yeah, he wasn't popular and stuff. And I was like, man, that dude become a police officer. He gonna hurt somebody. Because you got all that pent up aggression and anger for what you went through in childhood that you take it out on anybody. And if you pull somebody over and they ain't even got to really say nothing, you just probably just don't like the way they look. You ready to attack them.
And don't get us wrong. Shout out to the
So the ones that
plenty
do
of good cops that are not out there
Right.
abusing their power and
Yeah.
actually help people and do things for people, because we're not talking to you. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the system of hiring and putting officers out there that is in place, because I'm pretty sure we have a few officers that watch this show and come on here, and we're not knocking you guys and saying that your
Ronnie,
job is this or
Tim.
that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a hard fucking job.
Yeah.
And you have to be able to
It's a
discern
dangerous fucking
between
job.
the good guys and the bad guys. You know what I'm saying? So
the
nobody's
blink of an
saying
eye.
nothing to law enforcement in that regard. What we're saying is the system that they have in place of hiring people, and then the culture that is in place once they're hired of not speaking out and being ostracized and saying, oh, you snitched on a former officer or a fellow officer. Well, if that fellow officer is out here abusing the citizens that we're sworn to uphold and protect, then
It's a problem.
is that snitching? You're a fucking police officer. You're
Isn't that
the
your job?
biggest snitch in the fucking world.
Isn't that the
Like,
job?
you know what I'm saying? Your
Well, you
job
got-
is
you
to
have corrupted
snitch, blow
cops,
the
though,
whistle, and catch people. Like, so you know what I'm saying? Even in the old silent movies, the cop had a whistle and he snitched with the whistle.
Right. I remember when the cops only used to have that little billy club in the whistle before they started
That
getting
Billy
their
Club,
military
that Billy
grade.
Club hurt.
Yeah, but I mean, and it goes way deeper than what we're talking about now, especially when it comes to those school shootings and everything.
Yeah.
There's a plan behind that. It's only to get to
In
the
case
goal.
y'all didn't notice, it's always kids. It's because the bloodshed
Mhm.
of innocence is how they do their sacrifices.
It's like a sacrifice, yeah.
Yeah.
But we can't go into that on
Yeah, we
Big
gotta
Fat
go.
Sports
That's a
Talk
whole
show
nother.
'cause I'm trying to stay monetized, people. But yeah,
Fight the power.
it goes
Fight
way
the
deeper
power.
than that. That's just the surface level of what these little school shootings and everything about, and it's sad because the school is the last place you think that your children will be unsafe.
Man,
It
makes
should
you
be the
wanna
last
homeschool
place.
your kids. Like it makes you just want to homeschool your kids. Like, goddamn, I can't even get an education out here.
What's going on, King Tone? Thank you for tuning in, bro.
Yeah. Typical Latino boy. Working his ass off, just like the Jamaicans. One job. Why you lazy swine butt drugger?
Man, I got
But
two jobs.
unfortunately, my internet is probably gonna be off probably like the next 10 minutes because they're gonna do a major maintenance thing.
We'll hold you down, bro. You already know.
I was probably gonna end
know. Oh, well, screw
But-
you too, buddy.
it. But I do appreciate everybody for coming on. But we get a couple more giant subjects out there. Shout out to NYG22.
Shout out to Miz with the freshly shaved bald head in the building.
Right.
Shout out.
AKA Mr. Clean.
You know,
Jesus Martinez, thank you for tuning in, bro. He says, what's up to everybody? What's up, Jesus? But
I got a giant question, Pat.
go ahead.
What about this secondary? Because a lot of people seem worried about the secondary.
I'm gonna say this. I think the secondary will be all right. They're just young, and everybody, you got to know that this takes more than just one off season to get this fixed here. If the secondary struggles this year, I know there's gonna be a bunch of fans. Oh, look what they did! They let Bradbury go. They're so stupid. They're no better than Dave Gettleman. I know I'm gonna see that crap on Twitter. You gotta think, man. They're trying to let these young guys play this out, man. You got to find out what you got on this team. That's why they drafted a Cordell Flott. That's why they were gung ho getting rid of Bradbury. Not that Bradbury is old, but he is 30, and we have a lot of younger guys on this team that we have to find out who they are.
And we
have to
pay
find
him a lot of money. Yeah.
Right. We have to find out what Darnay Holmes is going into his third year, and his contract is getting ready to come up. Can Darnay Holmes be that slot cornerback that we need that could turn out to be the guy that we need to blitz and cover those slot corners?
Well, we'll find out because he's going to be defending Wan'Dale Robinson and Kadarius Toney in camp.
Right.
So
Cordell Flott, they drafted him. He had the highest grade as far as cornerbacks, as far as not allowing completions. So they're gonna find out what he's about. You got Rodarius Williams, who was balling before he tore his ACL. Can he come back? Can he go to the outside? Because he was actually playing well on the outside. You got Aaron Robinson, who you drafted in the third round the year before. You got to find out who he is.
I think he's a ball hawk. Him and Rodarius Williams.
I think Aaron Robinson is the type of corner that Wink Martindale likes. If Wink Martindale was pressed hard for Bradbury to be on this team, he said, I can't run this defense without Bradbury. Bradbury would have been extended instead of released.
Yep.
Think about that. If Wink said, man, I need this guy to make my defense run, they would have extended him. They would have extended him instead of releasing him. So obviously, Wink was like, okay, I got me some good guys on the outside. Give me a slot corner. Let's see what we can do with a slot corner. And they got Cordell Flott in the third round, who was projected to go on the second round in a lot of draft people's boards. So it's not like we got a bum. The dude had the highest grade in PFF in college for a reason, playing opposite of Stingley. So you know they was going at Cordell Flott. And he still held up. We got to find, the secondary is the position of what we can go to be like, okay, let's figure out what we got this year. That's the position, because every other position, the front seven, I think we're good. The safeties, I think we're good. I think Julian Love is going to have a damn good season. And then we got Dane Belton to back him up and Yusuf Corker. Yep. We got some heavy hitters out there, and we got some guys that can cover. And Julian Love is that Swiss Army knife. That's the guy that's going to be blitzing, whether you believe it or not.
And Xavier McKinney.
Yeah, and we know what Xavier McKinney is. He's a future All-Pro, as long as he stays healthy.
You know how many picks? You know how many picks that boy about to have this year, man?
This shit about to be lit, bro.
Once he trusted his instincts, I said that in the middle of last. I said, if this guy trusts his instincts, he's gonna get some picks. And he started trusting his instincts, and he got picks. Even got a pick 6.
Pat, I go get my brother Saturday, bro.
For real, man, that's gonna be dope, man. That's gonna be dope, bro.
He coming home.
I can't wait to say what up to him.
That's what's up, bro.
Yeah, I already started him a YouTube channel. He's a big basketball fan, huge Knicks fan. So you know,
that's what's up.
And I already got the studio popping. He got like 3 albums worth of shit and a few books already written. So we got a lot of shit in the works, man.
We need to write a book too.
I'm telling you, we got a lot of shit in the works, man. I ain't leave you out of nothing.
I've actually been thinking about that too, writing a book, but I gotta get my stuff together. But I'm gonna write a book too.
I've been talking to text my shit because I ain't typing worth a fuck. I'm telling you right now.
Well, I could type. To text really don't work for me.
Shit, I have to handwrite that shit. Pencil.
And then give it to somebody to text.
Yeah.
NYG22 says secondary should be all right. I am concerned about the depth. A lot of unproven corners outside of Adoree Jackson. that said we have one of the best secondary coaches in the league in Jerome Henderson. Yes. And I believe Jerome Henderson had a lot to do with the secondary last year as well. Not to take away from Pat Graham, but I believe Jerome Henderson had those boys coached up for sure, because Rodarius Williams was balling before he hurt his ACL. And I think he was going to take over that outside position when Adoree Jackson was hurt in the beginning. And he was playing well, man. So we can see what he has when he comes back. Because who knows? And then they brought some veteran corners in here that's played in the system before, so they can actually teach those younger guys on what to do. So if those older corners have to play in the first year, then the second year those younger corners have a full year in Wink system. So if we have a couple of issues, maybe when we play the Packers or somebody like that, that's why I had us losing to the Packers over in London, because maybe. He finds a weak link in the secondary and he picks it apart. Or our defensive front seven becomes dominant as shit, and it helps that secondary out tremendously because now they only got to cover for a few seconds.
Yo, Miz.
What's up?
Miz.
I'm here.
Please tell him. 11-6. Fuck that shit, son. I'm telling you.
Just because we lose one game don't mean we can't have a good season.
We're going 11-6. Fuck Green Bay, son. Fuck Aaron Rodgers with his discount double check and his fucking Jeopardy and his fucking bullshit ass throwing cornerbacks under the bus and fucking complaining about his wide receivers. And he's had a receiver every year. He's been in the fucking league with his fucking McMuffin eating ass and fucking Panera bread shopping ass. Sorry. I just don't like
I tell you what, man. Rig texted me today. I was talking to Rig. He said that they're shitting on the Giants' D. They don't think they're going to be in the top 10. So I said this. This is what I said, basically. Real simple. I'd rather we fly under the radar and let people think that we stink. Because that's the way you sneak up. And our history shows that we've been good on those type of years. So
never see them coming.
The bookend says double check his ass. But let's talk about the D-line for a second.
Jones takes us, Pat, to be honest with you. That's what it's going to come down
to. I think
How
so
much
too.
does Jones mature and grow and then carry this team? We'll see.
I don't know. If you watch the video that Pat was breaking down about how they teach him and how they got him moving out the pocket, if you listen closely, they're like, both hands on the ball. All right, now. This like it sounds like almost a drill instructor in boot camp. You know what I'm saying? So
and then they're attacking him in the pocket. They running at him.
Right. He's learning under fire. He's learning on the job. And I think they're approaching it. I think they're approaching it the right way to get his pocket awareness up, because he held the ball too long and his pocket awareness was horrible. Let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? So if they can fix that, we're looking at a fucking quarterback, fellas.
For real.
Yeah. What I like the most was his footwork. His footwork looked real faster than I've seen him ever have. I like that.
Right.
I think he's heard all the shit and he's got a chip on his shoulder too. Everybody's talking about how Barkley was at the podium and how everybody feels like they want to get their face back after last season, and rightly so. But I think he has a more quiet demeanor. He doesn't really show it. But
he's a quarterback.
He wants to fucking get back and shut a lot of people up. You know what I'm saying?
What do you think he's thinking about when he gained that 10 pounds of muscle? What do you think when he's pushing that shit off his chest? What do you think he's thinking about? You think he's thinking, oh golly gee, I hope I do good this year? No. Motherfucker, these bitch ass motherfuckers think I'm soft. I don't care that I want.
Nah, if his footwork is as good as it was in that video during the game, we have to see him in gameplay. I mean that's just fair. We have to see him in live action. If he's able to do that in live action and get outside that pocket, we got a bunch of playmakers that we can make a play. He can make a play. What's up, Stephen Bloom? Thank you for tuning in, bro. But Tudo, he says Giants, they lose to Packs in London. We'll be there, all of us. In 2016 rounds, we're all surprised New York Giant had all fans cheering for them. Yeah, that defense in 2016 was pretty good. But I think the main thing for this defense is that front seven, really the front four.
I'm telling you, bro, that shit gonna be
Because
lit.
if Azeez Ojulari has made the jump that I think that he's made, gaining that muscle, and he's gonna be able to bull rush this season too. And he's fast off the line as well because he's not slow coming off the line.
Facts.
And we all know Thibodeau, he's going to have one of the fastest first steps in the league from the jump.
You got to watch him.
If we have two edge rushers that you have to game plan for, that's
Luchi Spente.
Yeah, that's gonna help out the secondary
Lights out.
I was about to say, what is that? He said, yeah. I'm like, shit, what that be?
Luchi Spente. Lights out in Italian. Yeah.
Okay. Lucha Spente.
You said, hey, midway through the 06, the media had the staff of Eli out the door. Yeah, they did. And then they turned around and started kissing their ass after they won something. He says the effort is everything. The play calling is everything. The situational awareness is everything. The trenches is everything. We good.
Everything?
Right.
Everything. Yes.
Hey, this front four could be so stout. You know? This front four could be a four to be reckoned with.
Game
even
records.
More so in the second half of the year once they really get to gel together.
And kick in the high gear. Yep. They're going to be game records, bro. I'm telling you. And they both, all of them, got long arms. They got a long wingspan. Right, they can jump up and bat the ball down. You know what I'm saying? If they can't get quite to the quarterback, they can still force an errant throw and then jump up and swat it. I mean, I'm telling you, bro, this defense is going to be blitz squad. We back, my nigga.
Oh.
He said, I'm eager to see if the front line will be bitch slapping QBs this year.
Man.
I hope they do, coach.
Luchi Spente.
You said everyone should check out past video on DJ today.
I made a prediction last week to Buko. But I mean it. I'm saying it seriously. I think Leo's gonna have an all-pro year.
Yeah, he came in fit and focused, bro.
Yeah, but you got to worry about the edge guys. Dex is a big guy in the middle. You got to worry about the two outside guys. This guy Leo can run stunts.
You can't triple team him no more.
Yeah. How you gonna stop him?
You can't double team him.
You can't double and triple team him no more because now you got to account for. Yeah, see, Tudo.
You got to account for Thibodeau, and if you double teaming Williams, man, if that other defensive end or tackle, nose tackle does anything, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you're going to be able to hold Thibodeau for a full season. Guy with just a tackle. Once he gets into his groove, his own. And I think for some reason, Ojulari is on a mission this year. Like, I don't know what was said to him. I don't know what he went through. But it seems like he's coming back like he had a bad year or something last year. And that's the attitude that we need.
I want to tell Tudo something because he's always thanking us for words and inspiration and this and that. But I honestly want to thank you because you've helped me brush up on my Italiano and my Italian speaking. And, everybody who knows I love languages. So the Italian is a beautiful language. In fact, it's one of the 5 love languages. And so I want to thank Tudo for helping me get right on my Italian, so I ain't sounding like a facina brutes out here on the screen. You feel me? So grazie mille, Tudo.
Tudo. What, you guys froze?
No, I ain't frozen. Hear me? Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me, man. Damn internet. Damn Spectrum.
I'm hyped about this D-line.
Yeah. NYG says, I'm hyped about this D-line. Giants haven't had a pass rush since JPP and Vernon was here. Hopefully we have some luck with health. That's true. If our defense is healthy throughout the whole year, I'm agreeing with Miz. I think Leonard Williams is going to benefit the most on this defensive line because of those two edge rushers. And like we said, if you're not double teaming Williams, I think Williams is an absolute force. What's going on, Alex? Thank you for tuning in, bro. If Williams is getting that pressure that he was getting when Dalvin Tomlinson was here with Azeez and Thibodeau, quarterbacks are going to be in trouble. We're going to start whooping some people ass this year.
So,
like, seriously. Because
go ahead, Pastor. I thought you were done.
I was gonna say because if you have pressure coming up the middle, pause, and then you have Aziz or Kayvon Thibodeau coming off the edge, because you're gonna have to double team somebody on that line this year. Somebody, it's not gonna be like last year where you can just line up 5 linemen and they just block everybody. No, right, Taj, get his ass. What's going on, Honey Badger? He says that 3 tight end formation could be killer. It could be. Tudo says, thank you, brother Lou. Alex in the building. Honey Badger, good to see you, bro. Hope you're doing good, bro. He says, what up, fellas? I'm tuning in. Hope everyone doing well and blessed. Hope you're doing well and blessed as well, bro.
Facts,
good to see you back.
Word.
But
LA.
I believe, even though they gave Dexter Lawrence his 5th-year option, I believe this is a make or break year for him. To be honest, I know Miz loves him. Like I said, I'm not going to poo-poo him or anything, but Dexter Lawrence should be able to do something this year. You got Azeez Ojulari coming bigger and better. Thibodeau, Williams. Dexter Lawrence, you got to do something.
You got to create some pressure, man. Yeah,
you can't get bullied by one offensive guard. We need you to get off that offensive guard and make them be like, oh, shit, Dexter Lawrence finna get in here. The center's going to have to help him out. And now Williams is one-on-one. Thibodeau is one-on-one. And Azeez Ojulari may be one-on-one. Unless they got a tight end helping over there or running back helping. Man. And that's another thing about this team.
They in trouble, bro.
Even if they have one help.
Every time you try to give them a back door just now in that scenario, there was still something that I could have put them in checkmate with just the guys that we have on the roster right now. So they're gonna be in trouble from the jump. This is why I said I think the Giants defense comes out week 1 and makes a definitive statement against Tennessee. They shut down Derrick Henry and they beat the fucking Titans week 1. I'm telling you, the defense is going to come out and make a statement. Our offense might take 4 to 6 weeks before we start actually having something to cheer about offensively. But our defense is going to keep us in the game, if not win the games for us the first 6 weeks.
What's up, Prince?
And then
Prince says, what up, G Nation?
What up, Prince Castro in the building?
DB from EP, what's going on, bro? He says, when Dabo said he tells Jones to fit the football into tight windows, I genuinely was excited to see the season. Yeah, I mean, it's practice. That's why you have practice, to see what your quarterback can do, not to put shackles on.
That's what a good coach does, okay? As a father, I coach my boys to make sure they only aim for them tight windows. You don't want them loose windows. They bring trouble. They don't feel that good. And they've been used. You feel me?
but another aspect
you must be able to read between the lines, sir.
Another aspect that people are not talking about with our defensive edge room getting a lot better is people are now going to have to start holding their tight end in or holding their running back in to block, which takes away from receivers being on the field running those routes against your DBs.
True.
That helps out the DBs a lot as well. People are not bringing that into consideration. When you have to keep your running back there to help block on the edge rusher because you're afraid that they're going to get back there super fast, now instead of having to go against 5 receiver sets and they having a bunch of time to carve you up, now they're not going to be able to keep running those sets like that, or they're going to try to throw the ball out quick. And Wink Martindale, his system, where if you throw the ball quick, they're just going to be there to make the tackle and get you off the field. So that's going to help out a lot too. When you only got like 3 people going out on routes for most of the game,
or maybe seen it spit one out. I've seen it spit one out. I've seen it spit a football out. It was a human football, but still about the same size.
Yeah,
what's going on, Alex?
Hey, what's up, guys?
We got the Yankees gear on tonight. Okay.
I got to be on here acting as Joel a little bit.
Pinstripe player.
Got to cut up a little bit.
Yankees won. All right.
Fuck yeah. New York.
Hey, did the Rangers win in hockey?
Like pits for pets.
They
we
did.
got clips for text. We got Giants and Jets, the Knicks, Yanks and Mets.
Feel me? I know that they making it deep in there, so I was like, okay, that's what's up.
But people are not taking that into account, that when you have to hold people in there to block because our pass rush is getting home so fast, that stops teams for being able to carve you up with the deep pass, or be able to just the quarterback just be able to sit there and wait till somebody breaks open and he hits them with a pass over in a zone because you're running zone coverage because you know that your defense can't get there. So I'm ready for the days to where we can just send 4 people again in there, or we can run a cover 1 and know that we're going to get there. So those days of our pass rush just being obsolete, I think, are done. Because there's no way, I'm telling you guys are going to think I'm crazy. There's no way this Thibodeau dude does not have success. There's no way. He's already been set up.
Oh, yeah.
For the record, fellas, I just want to let y'all know that I played that Oculus shit today for the first time.
And wow,
that boxing shit is on there. The boy still got it. I knocked that motherfucker out in the second round.
That boy still
just want to let y'all know. This for 30 years.
They be playing that here all the time, little binocular boxing.
I've been smoking for 30 years, and I still knocked that motherfucker out in the second round. Your boy still got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Oculus is pretty fun. Alex, what's going on, bro? Look like you got something to say. What you got for me?
Yeah, I mean, I would just like to add on what you were saying. You know, obviously, I did a video today based on the secondary, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But I think what you're seeing with this year in the defense, you know, just overall, you not even counting on drafted free agents or maybe some of the guys we drafted in the back end, but you see a lot more openness with the defensive line. You finally have somebody trusty who seems to be trusty in Kayvon. The other side is Z's, rotational guys in Ellerson Smith and Quincy Roche. You know, the defensive interiors in Dexter and Leo and, you know, Justin Ellis. I mean, one of the reasons we signed him was because he eats double teams. And you can't double team everybody on the defensive line. And, you know, yeah, we did get a little bit weaker in the secondary. And there are 2 sides of the coin when it comes to this. And we're, you know, the whole subject matter. Like I for instance, like yesterday we had on Justin Pennick, who is for the Giants signing a veteran corner. Well, I know, like a guy like Miz, he wants the kids just to play. And I haven't made a total like viewpoint of it yet, but here's what I will say. If you're on Miz's side, and listen, I'm confident that Don Martindale is not like James Betcher and all this other crap in 2019.
I'm with Miz on this one.
I'm with Miz.
Let them young boys fight for the job and see who emerges as the dog.
I think what you will need to see, unlike, you know, some of these other years where we're just not, we're winning games, we're losing games, whatever, is progress. That's what you want to see in a rebuild. Right. You want to see guys like Cordell Flott. You know, if they have Rodarius Williams on this roster, there's a lot of guys, a lot of young guys in that secondary. And it's not just the cornerbacks, it's the safeties too. Like if Yusuf Corker makes the roster, if Dane Belton gets some quality playing time, you want to see them get better. And you obviously do want to see that in a win-loss pattern, you know, get better at the end of the year or whatever. Just make it feel like your team is actually improving in some cases. Then the next year you could go in with, you know, how many millions of dollars you have in cap space. And, you know, it's going to be interesting to see what this Giants defense does. And, you know, you take a look, I was looking at it when I was doing research today. There's a lot of inexperience in the secondary, and it's weird. It's a little bit of flip-flop because Trenton Thompson, he played 6 years in college, and I don't know that anybody has ever done that. You got to have a guy like Darren Evans. Like, is he going to make the roster?
Motherfucker right there. No, let me stop.
Darren Evans, he played only 2 years at LSU. Zion Gilbert played 5 at FAU. But you look at that, and that's just college. You look at the NFL level guys that we have, like Maurice Kennedy. Like, yeah, he's a veteran. He's been here for a couple of years now, but he's had a lot of injuries, so not a lot of experience there. Khalil Dorsey, and out entirely last year, played 6 games in 2020. So it's going to be survival of the fittest when it comes to training camp. And, you know, one name I brought up on Twitter today is Jaron Williams. They're playing him at safety a little bit. I thought he did well down the stretch last year in the situation with Bradbury not playing well and Adoree being out and Aaron Robinson on the COVID IR. You know, it's going to be survival of the fittest, and I think it's going to be something to see as long as these guys progress down the stretch.
All right. Well, I agree with a lot of what you said, but you missed something. You know we're going 11-6, man. Quit this bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I mean, I believe it's going to be heavy competition at the cornerback position. So I really don't think we need to sign a veteran.
Yeah, you gotta let them boys. You gotta let them. You gotta let them play. I'll finish this sentence for you. Fucking you right now.
Aaron Robinson, Xavier McKinney's a safety, but still, you know, them guys are ball hawks. And you couple that with Adoree Jackson, Julian Love, Darnay Holmes, and then now you got Cordell Flott. What was the other guy? Shit. Dane Belton.
Darnay Holmes.
And no, I said Holmes. But you know, I'm telling you, this secondary ain't as bad as people think. Them are some ball hawks in that group. And now with Bradbury being gone, all you're doing is creating a competition amongst them young guys because they know that the number one cornerback is gone. So they know that they got to compete for that number one or number two spot. So you're going to see the dog in all of these guys early in camp.
They did nothing but
which should
the piece of meat in the lines then.
Which should give you a leg up because if you can figure out who your 1 and 2 are in camp, then all you're doing in preseason is finding out who your 3 and 4 are, your depth pieces. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that'll give you a leg up, and then that'll also help your defense gel in the secondary. So by week 2 or 3 in the regular season, you should be seeing a lot of picks, a lot of batted balls, a lot of defense, pass defense. You know what I'm saying? So I think it only creates more competition in that secondary group. And when you got a bunch of young guys who are coming in trying to make a name for themselves, and the guys who are in their second year to want to get that nasty taste out of their mouth from last season, you create a very competitive secondary room. And I think that's what's going to come out of it.
Yeah. To piggyback off of that, there's two things. I have a question at the end of this, but the Giants have a particularly easy schedule when it comes to quarterbacks. Ryan Tannehill, you know, this Carson Wentz twice a year. So it's not like they face Lamar Jackson, but he's predominantly a running quarterback. And they really didn't get him any wide receivers, mainly tight ends in the draft. But, you know, it's going to be interesting the way they handle these mid-tier quarterbacks. Who would you guys prefer at slot? Would you prefer Flott or would you prefer Darnay?
Well, I think Darnay has earned the chance to show us what he can do. But if he loses out that job in camp or preseason, who are we to say who we want out there? They're the coaches. They see something we don't if they make him backup. You know what I mean? So
I'm going to answer this question while answering yours at the same time, Alex. Shout out to Alwyn Duarte. I hope I didn't mess up the last name. Duarte. Yeah, Duarte. Even if you want the young guys to play, we don't have depth for true outside corners, and most of them have injury.
We don't have depth because most of them have injury concerns.
Or at least back up. All right. First of all, thank you for tuning in, bro. Hit that like and subscribe button for us. It's my first time seeing you in the chat. Appreciate you tuning in tonight. The reason why I'm not forced to sign a veteran is not because we really don't have the money to do it. It's because I want those young kids to fight for that job. When those young kids fight a job, not only is somebody going to prove themselves to be the second corner, if somebody does get hurt, each one of those young guys are ready to come in because they've been competing with each other the whole time.
Yep.
They've created
chemistry.
Each
one of them, they've created chemistry, and each one of them have been getting better. Because the guy that doesn't make it is going to be the guy that was the weak link. And he was the bad baby cub, as you can call it. That he was the one with the hurt leg, and he just didn't make it. But all those other wolves or all those other lions, whatever you want to call them, they were fighting for that piece of meat that they threw in that line.
They were fighting for that piece of bacon. Is that what he was about to say?
Damn, this damn.
You over there doing water commercials, Jay? Go ahead.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm always drinking something else. So I mean, I figured I'd show him drinking the water every now and then.
Yo, but when one guy wasn't good at, the other guy could come in and step in if that guy is hurt, and he can come in and do a good job as well. There's no reason why I sign another veteran guy where you have all these young guys and you're in the rebuilding year. It's not like we're trying to fight for a Super Bowl or something here. So let those young guys compete. Let them get better. And then when they go into next year, they're going to be even better. So that's why I'm not considering signing a doggone another veteran corner. Hell,
And we
Darnay
do have
Holmes is
one veteran corner, right? We got two actually. Darnay's in his 3rd year, and Adoree Jackson's in his 6th year. So, I mean, these ain't rookies.
And like I said,
is that a veteran?
Like I said, injuries are going to happen. It don't matter if you sign 12 people, 10 of them can still get hurt.
Dory's
so
not
I'm really not
be the entire year,
and he might surprise you. He might stay healthy the entire year. You never know, because a lot of players get a lot more healthier when they're playing on a good team. A lot of players get healthier. A lot of those injuries that happen normally, sometimes they don't happen.
Or sometimes they're willing to play through it
Go out there and
because
play.
they've actually, sometimes they're willing to play through it if it is an actual injury, and because they've built something and they all have a goal in mind and they're all locked in and focused. Like, even though T.O. was who he was when we played against him, you can't deny that the man was a fucking baller, and he went out there and played in the Super Bowl with a fucking broken leg. You know what I'm saying? So
That's
there's been plenty of players who've done it. Mark Bavaro played with a fucking broken jaw. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So there's it's certain shit you're willing to do if you've built that camaraderie with this group of guys. If you see that there's a fucking goal, you see a light at the end of the tunnel, you see everybody's driving towards that same goal. There's certain things that you're willing to endure, and that's a team, and that's what we need to start with first. Before we can start winning, we need to learn how to move together. You know what I'm saying? How to think in a collective thought process rather than just me, my stats, my goals, my commercials, my endorsements. Like, we need to put getting this whole team better first. Once we get on the same page with that, getting on the same page with everything else will be easy.
Think about this. How many people were scared? How many people on the Bengals even knew that Eli Apple was terrible on that team because they made the Super Bowl? And he was the number 2 corner. And Eli Apple was trash. It took the best receiver in the NFL as far as route runner, Cooper Kupp, to expose him. Want to know why? Because the rest of the defense was in tune. They was like, okay, fuck him. He's trash. He's trash. We're going to make up for him. We're going to put a safety over the top most of the time with him. Or we're going to shade his side most of the time. Yeah, you may get a couple plays here and there, but it gets harder when you get in that red zone. You're going to have to work to get in the end zone when you get over here. And can you name the Titans starting corners?
Christian. But I do know they got a good
Fulton, and with Caleb Farley. That's it.
And Caleb Farley is injured.
Have a good evening, girls.
Year.
Thank you for being here, brother.
Year he's injured.
I'll give you another one. This was a good comment right here. He said, who was talking about Malcolm Butler from New England before that Super Bowl year? You didn't even know who Malcolm Butler was, but he turned out to be a pretty good cornerback. Who knew about J.C. Jackson coming out of college? Who the fuck was J.C. Jackson? You didn't know who that was, but they gave him the opportunity, and he took it.
Yeah.
Who the fuck was Victor Cruz?
Right.
Undrafted free agent.
You got to let those guys fight.
And an interesting situation for the Giants in week 1, which compiles positive and negative, but mostly a positive thing. They drafted a ton of linebackers, like Beavers is a big boy, Micah McFadden. And I'm not expecting them to get 100% of the snaps by any stretch of imagination. But why I bring up the linebackers is week 1, you're facing Derrick Henry, and they barely have any receivers. Like Treylon Burks is probably the best wide receiver you could name on the Titans. So I think that will be a little bit of a breeze, but I think they'll need to do more linebacker work because, Dory can tackle in the running game, and maybe Aaron Robinson can as well. But a guy like Darnay Holmes could get pushed around by Derrick Henry, so that may cause Cordell Flott, who is not necessarily at the ideal weight, but he is still strong enough to tackle in the running game. So that's where I asked the question.
Let me say something about that. If you're worried about your DBs tackling Derrick Henry, you've already lost.
Yeah, because I mean, name me a DB that
That
can.
means Derrick Henry is getting in your secondary every time he gets the ball, and that's not
Damn it,
good.
Pat, you'd be a good coach. That was a great point because first of all, they're called the secondary for a reason. Your
Exactly.
defensive front is supposed to be the first line of defense, and with all them big road graders up there, there should be some fucking furniture moving. Okay, there shouldn't be nothing after 2 yards at the most.
Yeah,
2
a
to 3
defensive
yards.
end. That's where the defense ends it right there instead of letting it get to the secondary.
You know what I'm worried about? My DBs doing making the tackle on the receiver, making sure they don't get yards after the catch. I want to see you be able to do that. I want to see you be able to go in that receiver's pocket, pause, and be able to tackle him as soon as he gets the ball.
Oh, no,
I want to see you be able to do that.
Stick up. You know, pause for the stick up.
You know what I'm saying? And that's not calling you out on anything, Alex. Hope we don't take that the wrong way.
No.
Alex,
but if you're talking about your DBs tackling Derrick Henry, you've already lost.
Yeah,
because your linebackers are supposed to be able to handle that job.
I can't think of a DB in the league that is going to tackle Derrick Henry.
Oh, there's a couple. There's a couple of guys I could get with him now in that secondary for sure. But I'm making a game plan where my DBs don't have to tackle Derrick Henry. My big guys up front, my Thibodeau, my Dexter Lawrence, who's not getting double teamed.
And if they need help, that's what you gotta.
He's supposed to be the help me. He's supposed to be the guy to hit him on the legs when he's running away from Thibodeau.
A Micah McFadden for. That's what you got. Blake Martinez for.
Oh, yeah, Blake Martinez.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So that's your linebackers. That's why they back up the line. You know what I'm saying.
And I will say this, piggybacking off my point about those quarterbacks. I mean, even last year when Martindale had the probably 32nd best pass defense, his run defense was like number 1, number 2, number 3. So we talk about the reinforcements we put at linebacker and even on the defensive line. And then you talk about that, you combine that and you put it against like these mediocre quarterbacks. And let's just say, Antonio Gibson is the head of the offense in Washington. Derrick Henry is the head of the offense in Tennessee. So I think the Giants have ideally played their cards well.
11-6. Say it, Alex. Say it. Come on, say it, Alex. Come on.
11-6.
Yeah, I don't know if you were watching.
Yes.
You reluctantly said it, but he said
reluctantly.
Yeah. I don't know if you was on the conversation earlier, Alex. You was looking at the stream earlier. But that defensive line being as good as I think they can be this year helps out your defensive secondary tremendously.
Yeah.
So those young guys are not going to be out there on the island for 5 seconds like we were last year. And then you bring up a good point too. We're facing what? Aaron Rodgers this year,
Lamar Jackson, and that's
Lamar
like
Jackson
offenses.
The next best quarterback is what? Dak Prescott and Matt Ryan from the Colts. Kirk Cousins. I believe all of those guys can be had. And then if Philadelphia comes with that same game plan that they had last year, thinking they're just going to run the ball on us and then hit us over the top when we have to come up from the run, it's not going to happen.
Damn right, bookend tackles. All 11 hats to the ball. 11 hats to the ball.
Yeah. So I'm not worried about tackling is the least worrying thing I'm worried about my cornerback as far as the running back. But they're going to have to be able to tackle those receivers when they catch those short passes because they have to get the ball out very quickly for sure. Now, if they can't do that, they can't be on the field. And I don't think Wink is going to allow them to be on the field, to be honest with you. Shout out to NYG22. He says, bookend tackles, you're right. We need to see more from him at an NFL level. I like Robinson, though. I am more concerned about Holmes and the depth behind him. And you have the right to be concerned, but I think we're all right. Would you bring out the checkbook next year for Minka Fitzpatrick next year? Him with McKinney would be actually make me believe we a top defense. I think we're going to be a top defense this year, but if you put Minka Fitzpatrick out there with McKinney, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a serious problem out there.
I'm going to throw a wrench into that. it's going to be interesting to see what happens next year with the 80 supposed million we're having in cap. So it's going to be interesting to see what Shane does. Maybe we re-sign a couple of our guys early instead of taking it to the last minute. Like maybe Thomas gets re-signed early, maybe McKinney gets re-signed early. If you can go that early. Also, I mean, I know that was actually someone else brought up the Minka thing, but also think of this as well. Like, I don't know how they're going to play this. Maybe they let the contract spew out for another year and then he just becomes a free agent. What if they're in financial position to cut a Dory Jackson? Then what do you do with that corner position depending on how this year with development and progress goes? Do you go out like I know a corner in free agency, and obviously cap cuts are going to happen. Like I know a corner in free agency that's expected for 2023, Marcus Peters. Do you go out and get? I know there's a kid in Alabama who's one of the highest ranked, I think. I can't remember his name right now. So there's a lot of ways that they could go with corner and even safety as well. So,
and I mean, who's to say that we might still not get a guy this year?
Right.
You know,
to say to that though, by signing people early, I think they only do that, Alex, if we have a good team.
Yeah.
Like a really good team. We make a playoff run and they be like, okay,
11-6.
these are the guys that we're gonna run with. Then I can see them signing Andrew Thomas early. I can see them signing Andrew Thomas early before he starts asking for $24-25 million a year at left tackle, because that's going to be the market. It's almost there now, and I know that's going to be the market. I can see them signing Xavier McKinney before he starts asking for about $20-22 million a year. I can see that if we have a very good record. But
now, actually, sorry, Pat. There was somebody in the chat that said I was going to have to eat crow on draft day when the Giants drafted Malik Willis. And I said, I believe I made a bet with him and said, no, I'm actually going to make a video about how the Giants did not draft Malik Willis. And it wasn't NYG 22. But I'm trying to remember who that was. So if y'all can remember, please let me know. Because we have
it's
a
probably Funches. Funches, that one dude that got the crazy LeBron picture. I think it was him.
Right, yeah,
maybe it was Jonathan.
I think it was Funches.
Funches.
But I don't know, man, because after you may have to, if we have a very good season, I can see them franchising Daniel Jones and signing Saquon Barkley. And so if we have about 70 million, that's going to take at least 30 million of it. And that's going to put us down to around about 40. So, I mean, we might not have as much cap room as we think if we're signing our own players. And that was a good thing that you brought that up. But I think they will franchise Daniel Jones and sign Saquon Barkley. Now, how they structure the contract, I don't know. I know he doesn't like to backload contracts. But really, after that, nobody else is really coming up for contracts. And the cap is going to go up again the very next year. And even if Galladay doesn't prove to be a number one, we get 18 million back off him. And if Adoree Jackson gets hurt and those cornerbacks step up and they prove that they didn't need him, we get 18 million off him. So that shoots us back up to around 80 million.
And Leonard Williams eventually, if he doesn't prove his worth.
Yeah, if you cut Leo Williams, which I don't think they will, but if you cut Leo Williams, you get 23 back next year.
Leo Williams is pretty good.
Or you sign him to an extension and you get about 15 to 16 million. If you sign them to extension. So I think we're in a very good position as far as cap. We just sucked this year, but everybody's acting like we're supposed to make the playoffs a bust or something this year, and it's not like that.
Listen,
I hope we go 11-6.
The fact that he was able to pull off the draft that he did with the cap held that we had and the players that we had and all the bad draft moves that were made prior to him coming in here. You got to tip your hat to him for that, even if you're not a fucking Giants fan. Just a football fan got to be able to look at it and be like, wow, he had an amazing fucking draft considering what he was handed. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I'm very optimistic about this season. And, yes, I do promote 11-6 more than J.G. Wentworth, DB from EP.
Right. But you got to think about it, man. This dude literally had a draft where he built the foundation for us. We got 2 tackles and 2 edge rushers now. Now, you can't give him credit for Thomas and Aziz, but shit, he put the other pillar on the other side. And we literally have a foundation to build upon. And look, we know that we have pieces.
Not only did he put the other pillar, he did the same thing. He put the other edge rusher on the other side.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Thomas
That's what he
Thomas
did.
and
He built the
Aziz, and he got
foundation for his
Neil and
team.
Thibodeau.
Neil Thibodeau.
So I mean, if nothing else, if our center works out and our guards are decent, our line is set for at least 6 years.
It's rigged.
Right. Reed, what's going on?
Rick.
NYG says, good point, Alex. I think the focus with this new regime is we're signing their own players. I know that's what they want to do, but the guys got to play well to get there.
Your shit lagged. And
Fast forward,
sped
yeah.
you up. Your ass spoke fast as hell just
was
now,
gonna
like the
say,
micro machine
what the
commercial.
Man, you sound like an auctioneer. You sound-
He froze again. Shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the internet
you
is
gotta-
bad.
Oh wait, now you good. Okay.
The internet is. He says, NYG, he says, I think you're right, Pat. I ain't going to like it, but I think they could sign Jones or Barkley if they have big seasons. These guys are trying to restore the credibility of this organization. My question is, if they have big seasons, why wouldn't you like it?
That's a good point to bring up.
You sound like a chipmunk. I've been
That-
partaking.
And this is not going at NYG. Hopefully, I don't cut out. They start that maintenance again. But this is not a shot at NYG. This is just asking in general. If Daniel Jones has a great year and a Saquon Barkley on top of that has a great year, and we go 11-6, and let's say we get to the NFC Championship game, and they say, okay, Daniel Jones, we're gonna give you the franchise tag, and we're gonna sign Saquon Barkley, or vice versa. We're gonna sign Daniel Jones, and we give Saquon Barkley the franchise tag. You would be mad about that? Because obviously they had a good year because everything changed. And they showed you in the very first year when everything changed, we're good players. Just put some shit around us and we'll be good. So you mean to tell me that you'll be mad at a franchise for probably signing your franchise quarterback and your franchise running back?
It shows.
Or would you rather let them walk and then they go and shine somewhere else? And then you be like, see, Joe Shea, y'all should have signed him. See, that's all that's going to happen. That's all that's going to happen.
Yep.
Now, I pose
So- Go ahead, Alex.
I was going to say, I'll let you finish up because this is actually a different part of Giants football.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
all right.
I was done.
So I had this conversation last night with a friend of mine, my brother, and Justin, and I'm surprised. I was actually very surprised.
Not the guys in that basketball video, was it?
No.
Okay.
No.
Oh my god!
I was surprised at Justin's answer when I asked him this question, and I'm going to ask you guys, and I'm going to actually tell you his answer before I let you all go, and that's probably going to be the last question because I got to hop off in just a minute. Justin, I asked him, I said, who would you rather start out at left guard for the first 2 games or even the first season before Azudu slips in there? Instead of saying Max Garcia, he actually said Shane Lemieux. Do you guys agree with that? Would you go Garcia? Where would you go with that?
Lou, you want to go first? Oh, Lou's gone. Oh,
Azudu.
no, he
off
said
the
if
gate.
Azudu was not starting.
No. He said, who would we like to see start? If Azudu's not starting?
If Azudu, like if he's going to be developing, who's going to be the spot starter? Do you want Lemieux or do you want Garcia? Because Justin said Lemieux.
Garcia, por favor. Listen, at this point, I'm done with Lemieux. I'm done with Pert. I'm done with O'Shane, Zimenez. I'm done. Man, look. There's a few more people I can name, but I'm gonna be nice. I'm done with quite a few of them that I better not see on the 53-man roster. Or I'm gonna lose my shit.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think I know why they would start Lemieux. I think Lemieux is a little bit more nasty than what Max Garcia is. And OG Bobby Johnson likes those dirtbag type guys, and that's what Shane Lemieux is. Honestly, I don't think Shane Lemieux can pull in that zone run scheme that I think that we're going to run this year. So I don't know. Honestly, I want Izudu to start from the jump. Hopefully he can beat out those 2 guys in camp, but I think they are going to start Lemieux.
That sucks ass.
I'm just gonna be honest with you. I think they start Lemieux if Zudu doesn't beat him out in camp.
Yeah, he's
And
a
Lemieux's a
dog.
very good run blocker. He's
A
a very good
Mexican
run blocker.
hairless.
I like
I'm
Lemieux.
just
I
gonna,
think Lemieux's gonna start.
yeah, he's a very good run blocker, but the pass blocking, he leaves a lot to be desired. And long run, because if he's giving up pressure immediately, you're gonna be back to the same thing. Because can't nobody save you if you're giving up pressure from the left guard immediately. I'm telling you that now. I think Lemieux starts if Zudu can't beat him out. Hopefully, Zudu beats him out.
Yo, that shit sped you up faster than motherfucker just now.
Oh, man. I'm probably gonna have to end it soon.
He said,
NYG says, "Go
I
ahead, man."
Lemieux started guard.
He says Jones has to prove it again. I wouldn't necessarily be mad if they signed Saquon Barkley, but it depends on the contract because you can't give crazy money to a running back. We know how that works. That's true. He says Miz and I are doing a podcast soon, Pat. Well, I'll be tuned in. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'll tune in.
Y'all gonna name it the Mexican hairless?
Tune in the first week of September. That's the next time I'm doing any type of.
That's my birthday week.
Late August.
I'm gonna be home and I'm gonna be in New York that week.
He said if Jones plays well, franchise him and make him prove it again. I am not handing a bunch of money to either guy based off one season. They do it again, then yeah, I'll reconsider. That's why I said franchise Daniel Jones, because you have to make him
can't
prove
franchise
it again.
tag two guys though.
Yeah, you can't franchise two guys. You got to pay one of them.
You got to franchise that one.
Yo, you got to read DB from EP.
Yeah, I see it. He says, I keep expecting Pat to say sold after each sentence the way it's ended. That speed them up. Hey, my bad, guys, man. They doing that maintenance here.
No, it's funny.
It's funny as hell. Talking so fast and stuff.
Like the old Micro Machine commercials, yo.
Or like, you know, at the end of when they're selling some type of medicine, and at the end they have that really fast voice that says,
"Oh,
you make me
the small print with the side effects." Yeah,
yeah.
May cause anal bleeding, cancer of the stomach, penis shrinkage, heart attack,
and she be talking fast in the mug too. Dang, I'll take it as medicine to clear my headache. You know, say I could stroke out taking it. Be your last headache for real. But guys, like, I mean, this is probably the last question before I have to get off.
Pause.
Guys, shut up, man. Lord have mercy, you can't say nothing on this damn channel no more. Guys like Shane Lemieux, O'Shane Zimenez, Matt Pert. Who's another guy that's on this roster? TJ Brunson. Who's another guy on this roster that everybody's like, why the hell is he still here? Yeah, maybe Slayton.
Facts. Oh yeah.
Facts. Why do you think these guys are still here?
Because they had potential and we had poor coaching. So we want to see what we have in them. And we'll find out in camp and in preseason.
Basically.
So are you against giving these guys a shot in what if these guys turn out to be good? they just the coaching staff was just terrible.
I mean, let's be fair. I mean, I know it's OTAs, but Zimenez was playing with the freaking.
I'm gonna break off, all right? Sorry, Alex. All right, I'm gonna break out of here, but I'll see you guys on some other stream coming up. All right, guys.
All right, bro.
All right, man. It's a good one, bro. You guys. All right. You said Zimenez was playing with the fourth team.
If I'm not mistaken, he was playing with like the 14.
Yo, that's crazy, yo.
God, Lisa, that means Ryan Anderson and the Tamar Foxes get more points out of him. Yep. They got him with the scout team.
Damn. God.
Get ready to see O'Shane Zimenez become a practice squad member, ladies and gentlemen.
Not even.
No. I'm not putting a 4-year vet on my practice squad. He get beat out by undrafted free agents. You got to go.
Well, I would love to see him go. I'm just saying, for some reason, they hang on to him for some reason. So,
man, I don't know.
Right, DB. Yeah, he said y'all got Pat saying pause even in his channel videos. Right, my regular videos, I'm saying pause.
Yeah, he's by himself.
Right.
He got PTSD.
Man.
He been paused so much. He got pause traumatic stress syndrome disorder.
YG brings a good question. He said, "What if Slayton has a season like his rookie season? Y'all resigning him?"
It's like minimum. Prove it.
Nah, because the coaching ain't had nothing to do with his dropsies.
He's replaceable.
I'll see what he can get.
He had the most touchdowns out of our receivers.
I'm not.
He had the most drops out of everybody in the fucking league too.
Right. With a team with Evan Ingram in it, he still led the team in drops.
Right.
Yeah, and that's bad. You get more drops than Evan Ingram, you literally have butter for fingers.
I said it. He was Preston Parker 2.0.
And Preston Parker pissed me off, bro.
Motherfucker missed 6 passes in one game time, bro. I about broke my television, bro.
And he pissed
got
me
so
off,
many
bro.
balls down and changed his position to cornerback.
What was his number? 83? That was his number?
Yeah, it was like 83 and 15.
Yeah, I couldn't stand that dude, man.
187 was his fucking
Yeah, it
number.
need to be 86. He get 86
Right.
off the fucking field.
But yeah, I mean, if that's true though, man, I would ask to be released if I was O'Shane Zimmerman. I'm not playing with no 4th string people, man. I was a 3rd round pick.
Get out of here. Texans or something. I don't know.
He'll get signed somewhere, but man, if I'm playing, I'm damn
the
near
New
with the
Jersey
practice
Generals.
Oh,
He can go get a job with the New Jersey Generals, sir.
He'd be the best pass rusher on that team.
Damn, New Jersey General.
squad. And that's pretty bad.
He'll be the first pick in the XFL draft 2023.
They took Mike Glennon, didn't they? Who took
Clayton,
Glennon?
Can't start nobody.
Mike Glennon.
Nobody got took Mike Glennon.
Somebody
Mike
took
Glennon
our
walking his
quarterback.
dog on his hoverboard.
Somebody
out the
took
league.
our quarterback. Was it Fromm?
No, it was Clayton Thorson.
Clayton
Thorson
Thorson.
is terrible.
And Lewerke. Both of them got signed.
No, Lewerke's with us. He's still with us.
Still with us?
Yeah.
Why?
Lauletta too. That was the one.
Lauletta.
Yeah, that's who got drafted.
Kyle
Lauletta. He need to be home playing Madden. Damn. YG said y'all so disrespectful. I love it though. Nah, I mean, man, that guy literally has done nothing since he's been on this team.
No.
At least Carter came on at the end of the season.
Yeah, with like 5 sacks.
Only thing he did is had a hard last name to pronounce. That's it.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, it's not hard to pronounce. It's just hard to spell. That's for sure.
I remember one of those videos that you made that you was calling out both Lorenzo Carter and O'Shane Jimenez when I think
I brought their stats.
Yeah. When you brought up their stats and stuff, I think we lost to the Rams, right?
Yeah, those fools combined. And Lorenzo Carter's 3rd season and Jimenez's 2nd season, or no, it's Lorenzo Carter's 4th season and Jimenez's 3rd season. Them fools combined had a total of 9.5 sacks.
Man, hey, and Lorenzo
Listen,
Carter.
If y'all remember as children, the Wonder Twins.
Oh yeah.
Wonder Twins activate,
Right.
right? Okay. Well, them 2 motherfuckers were the Blunder Twins.
Right.
Lorenzo Carter and O'Shane Jimenez were the 2 worst linebackers the New York Giants have had in over a fucking decade.
There's a lot of bad ones. I mean, Wani Unga.
Clint Simpson. He was terrible. He was supposed to be. He was another 3rd round pick that was supposed to be pretty good. He turned out to be a bust.
Like O'Shane Jimenez, right?
Ty
Lorenzo
Davis.
Carter fooled the hell out of me, boy. I could have sworn Lorenzo Carter was gonna be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
That man came from Georgia.
Fool me.
But we've had some bad ones. But yeah, those they're definitely up there though. I can't stand either one of them.
Tell you, O'Shane. That's his name. O'Shane. Not O'Shane.
And it's like he has the talent. Like what is he not putting it? How is he not putting it? Is he not working in the off season or something?
He's eating potato.
Like how is he not putting it together?
I don't
know, man.
Looks like a string bean.
It's hard.
NYG, he got to show me, man. Slayton got to show me. I'm sorry.
He just had.
The only thing I can't stand about Slayton was the drops.
Yeah, he had crucial.
When he dropped that touchdown, I was done with him. When he dropped that wide open touchdown when we could have beat Washington, I was done with him.
And then I think Slayton caught a lot of flack off of Evan Ingram too, because it'd be like Evan Ingram dropped like two passes, and then Slayton dropped one. It's like we kind of just grouped them both together as just the Butterfinger brothers.
I remember when this man went through 11 weeks without a touchdown throughout the whole
I'll tell you what happened to him. Joe Judge and Jason Garrett happened to him, like a lot of guys. That happened to a lot of guys.
Throw the damn towel.
Right.
that man
and if you don't believe me, that man, Joe Judge, has not been with the Patriots for 2 months. And the Patriots are already complaining about where the offense is going.
I mean, that's
true.
The Patriots should be arrested. Bill Belichick should be arrested for having Matt Patricia as your offensive line coach and Joe Judge as your quarterback's coach.
Ooh. Like, this man couldn't even prosper with Matthew Stafford. Like, what makes you think he gonna prosper with Mac Jones?
Yo, listen. If this motherfucker comes out there and runs to the sticks and does a curl,
Hold on. We versed them in the preseason.
Yo,
we face it with preseason every year.
This motherfucker is the type of stubborn man that says, "Oh, they didn't give me a shot over there to fully implement my system. I'm going to use my system against them."
Quarterback sneak.
If he comes in there with that same playbook that he had us playing with,
Bill Belichick gonna beat him up on the sideline.
They better throw tomatoes at this
Mac
motherfucker.
Jones regresses tremendously in his second year. We all know why.
Yeah, if they don't make the playoffs.
If he's a one-read quarterback. Yo, no, listen.
He said Slayton has.
I was a big Joe Judge fan. When that motherfucker said, we don't always play offense to score.
Yo, I remember, bro. I forgot the game. I forgot the game that he said that.
Talking to?
Man,
he wasn't answering that question, was he? No.
I forgot the game when he said that, though. But that was crazy.
He said Slayton has mega good speed, but his hands like bricks.
he has bricks for hands.
A few really awesome TDs for us. Has made some tough plays, but
yeah, get him out of here. Get him out of here.
That bad outweighs the good. Gotta get him out of here. Damn.
I agree.
He says, I don't think Slayton is bad. He was asked to be a number one receiver in his first 3 seasons in the NFL as a 5th-round pick on a horrible team.
Sounds
like somebody else would go too, but you'll get those slack. He says Jones was gonna ignore Judge's handshake in the preseason like LeBron when he loses playoff games. Judge ain't gonna get no love there.
Oh yeah, and we play the Patriots in the preseason like we do every year.
Week 1, yeah.
He says out of here. You gotta get I guess he was going on from he says out of here. You must have forgot our injury prone receiving core. He'll be starting week 1. Nope. I'm not putting that bad juju on us, man. I'm tired of the negative vibes. I'm putting nothing but positive vibes on this team.
11-6, baby.
Yeah,
I'm not saying
it's not going to be, hard, tough practices like with Joe Judge. It's going to be. I'm not saying it's going to be a cakewalk, but it's not going to be, soft tissue injuries like it was last year.
Everybody run laps, so everybody can be hurt by week 3.
That's probably part of the reasons why these niggas get hurt so damn.
You know what I'm thinking? I could be wrong. But I mean, I think these motherfuckers seen how fucking stupid and incompetent this offense was. And was just like, yeah, my back hurt, coach. I can't go out this week. Yeah, my leg hurt. She's like, I can't. I ain't. Because why would you want to risk it? And you already know these motherfuckers is calling.
Bro, and even Golden Tate on Good Morning Football even talked about that too, with Joe Judge making them run laps, which caused them the soft tissue injuries and stuff.
Man.
Coach Ed said, please, no more 40-77 match.
Hey, man.
Yeah, you're going to have to shut it down, Pat. That shit getting ridiculous.
Damn, Pat.
I'm still going real fast.
No, your shit completely stopped this time. You were just sitting there.
Yeah, like Joe
Well-
Judge lost me in that Washington game, like for real.
He says, y'all think the new regime be laughing at last year's
Hell
tape?
yeah.
Hell yeah, they laughing at last year's tape.
That's a what not to do video for everybody.
Right.
To
OG
I be
Bobby
laughing
Johnson told you that he was laughing. He said, when they
OG
offensive line
Bobby.
stepped on the field, he said, why are you doing that?
Yeah, why are you doing that?
Who taught you this shit? Who
Who
taught
taught
you
you
how
that?
to
Who raised you?
Y'all fool tripping. Right.
Had Saquon running up the middle.
We gotta go back and look at the tape on that one right there.
Right.
Right there.
I'm not gonna talk about any of the stuff right now. We got to go back
Right
and look
there.
at the tape on that one right there, and you know,
Like this dude Joe Judge was so
and
hungry
even
played remotely
even if it would, it's not something I would be sharing with you guys. But as I said, we
there.
got to go back and look at the tape on
Right
that
there.
one right there, and then
Right
we'll
there.
get together with the guys right there, and we'll
right
clean
there,
that
right,
up
yeah,
right
like
there.
right there.
And you
He
know
always
what? You're
says
gonna come
that
back
right
on
there.
Monday.
So I'll put it pretty simple right there.
Yeah.
Right there. Nah, but
God,
that dude was so
I'm telling
remotely
you.
unqualified to even begin with.
He's the penguin from Batman.
Rose Lay, thank you for tuning in, bro. Hit that
Joe
like and
Judge.
subscribe
Yeah.
button for us. Thank you for tuning in. He says, can we clear out the medical staff like we did the scout department? All these injuries this team has had, like who are the medical coaches? Also, the dang turf is trash. That's true.
Subscribe to G Nation Inside Sports
Plus them making them run
if
away.
you can. 50
Hey.
away from 1,000.
It's another lay.
Right.
That's
Rose, we got J Lay and Rose Lay.
my cousin, man. That's my cousin. My cousin, man. What up, Rose? I see you at the reunion, you know what I'm saying, in July.
Every time he come on, he say, huh.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna have to end this because it's getting bad. This internet is pissing me off.
Yeah, he's gonna have to end it right there.
Right.
Yeah,
But
right
Yep.
I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. Thank you, Alex, for coming on, bro. You know you're welcome anytime, man. The hardest working man on Twitter, Super Taj, the future 1,000 subscriber channel and G Nation Inside Sports. Please get him to 1,000 subscribers. He works hard. Hit that like and subscribe button for him. I think he's only like 52 away now. Jay Lay be starting his channel soon if he hasn't started already. Can't
Yeah, I just got a new camera.
wait to see the G Way with Jay Lay. He's gonna be sipping. So if you're offended by a little crown apple, you may not want to tune in.
Drink a water. Drink a water, drink a juice, drink a Sprite, whatever you want to.
And I'm Big Pat Sports Talk, man. I'd like to appreciate everybody for getting me over 1,700 subscribers this month. Told everybody I was gonna bring the heat, and you guys actually got me over 400 subscribers this month, man. So I'm pretty proud of you guys. Thank you guys for showing the support. But until the next episode, we're gonna hit them with the old school smoke screen.